For the 27th time, the world's best enter the hallowed grounds of the Winthrop Arena in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the United States Disc Golf Championship. This is one of the iconic venues in all of disc golf, and not that much has changed since 1999 when they first hosted the tournament here in Winthrop. And so many former champions are out here this week taking their shot at another title. Foremost among them, perhaps, Paul McBeth, who's won here 3 times, looking for a 4th, and looking good on hole number 5. Checking in over on hole 18 with Dave Feldberg looking for a birdie.
I don't know if it gets much deathier than this.
And he knocks it down. What a way to end the round.
That'll get him moving.
Hustling down the hill. And teeing off on hole 1, Nate Sexton. Never forget him walking it in on 17 and 18, the year that he got his title. Back to the 5th. Yeah.
I was right there
you
with
were,
him.
You sure were. McBeth for birdie. Yes, so 3 down through 5 for McBeth. All circle 2 makes, including a 67-footer on the first. So McBeth starting hot. And here's someone who's looking for his first USDGC title, Ricky Wysocki. And that's how you want to get things started. And we go to the 18th once again. Here's Nate Doss throwing his second with, yes, another one of our colleagues, Terry Miller, on the bag this week for Nate Doss.
Beautifully timed hyzer there from Nate Doss. Curls up right under the basket. Drop in coming up for Doss.
Great stuff as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being with us. Alongside Philo Brathwaite, I am Charlie Eisenhood. Philo, you've played here so many times.
Yes.
You know what it means to go out and attack this course, and even just qualifying for this
Big
tournament
time.
is prestigious. When you come back here, what goes through your mind?
Wow, man, nostalgia. It's one of the most nostalgic arenas we have in disc golf coming here to Winthrop in the fall. It's one of the things every player looks forward to earning that spot here at this tournament. It just brings a lot of excitement. It brings a lot of opportunity. This is a course where every competitor, especially if you're on the tour all season long, you feel like you can win this tournament. This is a tournament in a course that's attackable for all abilities as far as distance off the tee, putting. It's a great mixture of everything, and it really is going to take a complete week to get the job done.
Well, it feels like these guys were in a playoff for a week
No
back in
doubt.
2003. Ken Climo and Barry Schultz in what is still to this day the best playoff of all time, going to war to try to win the USDGC.
One of the greatest battles ever. I don't know what else you could say. Those two went back and forth. Felt like a forever overtime until eventually Mr. Schultz was able to take over the champ and walk out of there victorious. What a moment for disc golf.
And look at all of the former champions playing this week. Every single former USDGC champ besides Ken Climo is in the field here in 2025. And just an amazing list of players, many future Hall of Famers, maybe all future Hall of Famers on this list.
Absolutely should be and will be eventually. And it's unfortunate Mr. Climo is here in the house, not on the field of play, but he's on the ground. So if you're around, come on down to Vendor Village. He's got his table out there. He'd be happy to see you. Come by, take a picture, and get an autograph with the great one.
Gannon Burr, defending champion, trying to win his 3rd to join McBeth, Will Schusterick, and Schultz as the only players to win 3 U.S. championships.
Sure happened fast, didn't it?
Oh. Snap of the fingers. I mean, his first win coming here in 22 on tour. And now he feels like the clear favorite.
think this man right here has something to say about that. McBeth has certainly come on strong in the latter months, especially in the playoffs here, coming into the final end of the season. Paul McBeth of old seems to have arrived.
Ricky Wysocki looking for a birdie on the first.
Shallow edge, just coming up short.
Back to the 18th, Doss for his birdie. And Doss finishes his day under par, 1 down. A little knucks from Terry Miller on the bag.
Extremely respectable round there for Mr. Doss.
Oh, sure.
Some love.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's get my caddy to interview.
I mean, if you're down.
Well, a beautiful fly-in across this venue and the new and improved vendor village and just the spectator area, this amazing new tent that they've built out with the stage inside and all food trucks. I think there's 12 or 14 different food trucks here this week. And the beautiful Winthrop Lake as the centerpiece here at Winthrop Gold. And we're flying across the green of hole 5 down to past 17 to the fairway of 18, and gives us an opportunity to check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Nate Perkins, who is with the PDGA's Hayden Henry. Nate?
Thanks, Charlie. And you guys were just mentioning one of the separators of the USDGC is that we have past competitors here. We have 13 of the 14 past champions of this tournament, Ken Climo, of course, being that only one. And Hayden, you and I just got the pleasure of watching Nate Doss and Steve Brinster finish here on the 18th. Dave Felberg hit a big putt up there. How does it feel seeing those past champions here, kind of icons of the game, play the course alongside the youth?
Yeah, it's really incredible, and that's what makes this place and the USDGC so special. It's just the history. Literally, every time you turn around, Nate Sexton just teed off right there, and it was really cool seeing all 14 of them together last night at the opening ceremonies. Again, 27 years at the same venue. You're building that tradition, you're building that history, and it's on display right now.
And we just saw another youngster, Hayden Carroll, the lefty amateur world champion, tee off just after Nate Sexton. You actually got to watch him win that amateur world title. What do you have to say about the lefties game?
So solid. Just has every tool, which is what it took to take down AM Worlds. Came down to the last hole. Really cool thing that USDGC did this year with both AM Worlds winners or qualifiers. Therese Cuevas played this morning, so so cool to see the youth. The girls were out strong this morning, and now Hayden and some of the other guys are leading the charge this afternoon, right alongside Doss and Felberg and McBeth and Sexton and all those guys.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long year. I think you attended 11 majors this year, Hayden. And what do you have for us over at the PDGA this month?
Just an incredible year. History in Estonia, and then that pretty large production that went down in Finland and everywhere in between. So got to work with some great teams, see some great action, and just see disc golf really, go from the youth to the old generation and just international growth. So, we're wrapping up the 11th major this week at USDGC, but there's 250 to 300 tournaments a month for the rest of the year, and especially in October for every woman player, the PGA is donating $2 to Throw Pink, so to support their initiative. So, last big show for us of the year. Already looking to 2026, but disc golf doesn't stop, and the PDGA doesn't either.
Well, thanks so much for all the work, Hayden. And right now, we've got a little lull in the wind. When it does stay calm, it's about 5 miles per hour. But when it's gusting, it's upwards of 25. So make sure to pay close attention to that. Back to you guys in the booth, Charlie.
Awesome, Nate. Thank you. And thank you, Hayden, for all the great work from the PDGA. McBeth, 5 down through 7. Here he is teeing off on the 8th.
Ideal.
Well, here's a look at the leaderboard. Ty Love in the clubhouse at 7 down, has a share of the lead. with Evan Scott, who had 6 straight birdies from 6 through 11 to get a share of the lead. Our feature card is coming up for the Misty Lake at the Winthrop Arena. Gannon Burr, Calvin Heimberg, Simon Lizotte, and the collegiate champion Jesse Longenecker coming up at USDGC.
Welcome to the biggest celebration of disc golf in the world, the United States Disc Golf Championship. The best players in the world on the most iconic course in the game. Here, every throw counts and every putt is pressure. Follow the drama, feel the intensity, and experience the best championship in disc golf. History will be made and legends will be born. Join us for the most exciting action in disc golf. This is the United States Disc Golf Championship.
Hey guys, I'm excited to give you guys a sneak peek preview into the new signature edition Calvin Aviar. I really love this putter because it's a stiff plastic and it's got a bead. It just feels comfortable in my hand. It's really cool to get something that I've bagged for so long with my name on it. So if you want a putter that's a little more stable or you have slightly bigger hands and want a slightly deeper putter, this is the putter for you.
Welcome to the 2025 Zuka Mandatory Safety Training Meeting. These are key and essential.
Hey guys, first time, huh? This is my favorite week of the year. Right on?
Yeah. Accidents, injuries, damage. If we're not here to learn, the exit's right over there.
Yeah, I'm 101, number one, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, 101, number one, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, that's a hole in one. Yeah, I'm 101, number one, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup.
Bean boots aren't made to sit on a shelf. They're made to be worn. To see the world from the ground up. From Maine to Tokyo. Side trails to soccer practice. Seasoned by the seasons themselves. You wear them in by simply wearing them out. Here, there, and everywhere in between. These are boots that become more and more yours with every step forward. And the best way to wear them is to just keep wearing them.
Highland started with my father's unquenchable thirst to build, to connect, to see possibility. Our thirst for good feels sets us apart. Good times flow as freely as our beer. Grand milestones and intimate moments become unforgettable memories. And first visits become lifelong traditions. This is Highland Brewing's thirst for good. Good flavor, a good future, and of course, all the good feels.
The United States Disc Golf Championships are presented by Innova, the choice of champions. Well, you can play Disc Golf Pro Tour Daily Fantasy. Just head over to nxtbets.com/play DGPT. Get up to $1,000 deposit match right now. And there is the over-under on Gannon Burr's finish this week. Better or worse than 2.5? 2.5. That's tough.
A tight line, folks. Good luck.
Betting on DGPT events is not available in all states and jurisdictions. You can check out nxtbets.com/play DGPT to learn more about gaming options in your area and start playing today. Gannon making sure to put that fresh ink on those discs.
Keep it legal.
Back to 8, McBeth.
Saw earlier, drive was about as good as you could do. Enters just a little early, catching the three. It's going to slow him up out there in circle two. I imagine another 60, 70 footer for McBeth.
And McBeth has an opportunity to cross this threshold that he has been sitting at for a while.
Hot minute.
And yeah, his last win coming back at the 2022 World Championships at the majors. And he wants one more to tie Ken Climo with 18 all-time major wins.
He certainly picked a good time of the year to start winning some tournaments. Getting a couple wins in the last few events out here on the playoffs. Really trending in the right direction coming into this major.
Some of the best disc golf we've seen from him since really 2021 maybe. Here he is for another long-range birdie. He's been hot from C2.
Bang, McBeth. Here comes that man.
Gannon Buhr was asked yesterday in the press conference, who's the number one challenger this week? He said, I think it's going to be McBeth. Maybe this is why.
I think he thinks right. McBeth is definitely the man. He has been on a heater of late. Putter has been looking good for the majority of the year, especially out there in circle two. He had talked about some adjustments he had made throughout the season, feeling some different things in his motion and kind of changing that draw where he's digging in and loading up that power from. Beautiful extension out there, hand meeting the spot where his eyes are looking. Smokes that thing straight into the heart of the chains for another birdie.
Discover the difference at Disc Golf Deals USA. With pictures and scaled weights of every disc, same-day shipping, rewards on every purchase, and expert reviews and comparisons. Your game, our passion. Well, you wonder if Mr. Buhr is aware of what Mr. McBeth is doing out on the course right now.
Of course he is.
He's ready, and he will tee off coming up.
This season, Team Discraft is making a statement, and the message is loud and clear. Discraft, built for flight.
At OTB, every disc is virtually in your hand, carefully measured, weighted, and examined, giving you the ultimate confidence in your game. Head to OTB now to get your new favorite discs.
Look at her, so focused, so dialed. Paige with such a beautiful drifting shot, just gonna park it.
She just parks it right now?
Yeah. Congratulations, Paige Pierce, you're Green Mountain champion.
What's going on, guys? Hold My Bag just launched the greatest disc golf fantasy game in the universe.
Hold My Bag just dropped the best fantasy disc golf game the planet has ever seen.
I want to tell you guys about the newest disc golf fantasy game on the market.
One of my favorite parts is the Hold My Bag. This is something that we started doing, and it's actually a lot of fun.
The Disc Golf Network's live coverage of the United States Disc Golf Championship continues. Our feature card is set to tee off in under a minute as we fly across from the green of the 5th over the lake. You can see the outline of the green of hole 17, and it takes us across to where we will see the feature card tee off on the 1st. Let's send it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the play continues with our feature card at the 2025 United States Disc Golf Championships, presented by Innova Champion Discs. live from Rock Hill, South Carolina. First on the box from Urbandale, Iowa, your defending champion, Gannon Burr.
First swing away from Burr, just needed a little lift, and that might have found some chains. Similar landing zone we saw Wysocki putt from, just inside circle one.
Florida, this is Calvin Heimberg.
Calvin got his first major win of his career earlier this summer at the European Disc Golf Festival. Still hunting a USDGC win. He's been in the top 5 the last 3 years.
He was one putt away on the 17th green from perhaps hoisting up that trophy. Slipped through his fingers.
Grafton, Massachusetts, this is Simon Lazat.
For a late fade. Skips right at the pole out there into circle 2, about 45-50, coming back up the hill for Lazat.
And rounding out our feature card from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, this is Jesse Longenecker.
High school soccer and volleyball player, started really getting going and as a disc golfer during the pandemic. He cracked 1,000 rated in 2023. And he just won the college national championships in singles. And that got him in here to the USDGC.
Perhaps a first nervy shot there.
Well, let's send it down now to the clubhouse where Nate Doss is with our very own Brian Earhart. Brian?
We got a USDGC champion in the house. Nate Doss, you finished round number 1 under par. Talk about the day in general.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. I mean, woke up this morning and looked out, saw the wind. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I remember last year, round 1 was windy too. And you know, the wind out here, it really tests your patience and really your confidence. You know, I was definitely a little jittery early, took a 6 on hole 2, and I mean, you could have just folded up and went home, but I didn't. Felt good, made some good birdies. And overall, man, I'm really proud of the round, mainly coming back from that big number on hole number 2.
Well, I'm not going to ask you about that number. I'm going to let your caddy, Terry Miller, interrogate you here.
All right, boy. We got stuff to talk about. First of all, hole number 2, where you did take the triple.
Yep.
What happened on the approach?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, you were there. The tee shot was no good. Luckily, stayed in bounds, had nothing. You know, I'm going to accept the bogey. Got up to an area where I just hadn't really thrown very many shots from. And, you know, I've been doing this little chippy forehand as those up shots. The wind was really just completely wrong for it. I should have went with the backhand. Didn't trust myself. Again, early in the round, I have not played a tournament, minus a 1-round tournament a couple weeks ago, in a year. And so I was definitely a little nervous, made a mistake, and then even then brought it in, missed like a 12-foot putt. So, yeah, it was kind of a weird start to the day, but like I said, I'm just proud, you know, of what we were able to do.
Well, I'm not so proud of 17. All right, so you stick it on the green, which is incredible. In fact, shout out all 4 guys do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to set up just how difficult 17 is, and then you watch 4 guys put it on the green. But then you lay it up? What? Come on. What's the game plan tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, look, when it's in the A-pin, it is just daunting. You look at it over there in that tiny little corner, and honestly, just getting on the green is a massive success. I watch these guys go super aggressive, the Gannon Burrs of the world, and I'm just like, what? I like that back right corner, so I was pretty far back there. Maybe better wind conditions, I would go for it. But I think at the end of the day, Tomorrow it's going to be the shorter pin. It'll be a much closer putt, but it is closer to the hay bales. That's something you don't quite see on camera. That B pin is like just a few feet versus about 5 or 6 feet with the A pin. So maybe we'll birdie if we can get closer.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. My only last question is, what else do you need from me? It was my debut caddying at a major. What do you need from me tomorrow?
Well, I don't need much else. You did a wonderful job. And, you know, we spent enough time sitting this close to each other. It was nice to have you out there. One thing I got to make sure I'm always on your left side. So I got to work on that throughout the day. But thanks, Terry. And really thanks to everybody, all the fans, man. It was great. Great day out there.
All right. Well, with that, everyone, that's Nate Doss. Shoots under par. Battles back strong today. It was incredible to be out on the bag. And we're looking forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the weekend. We got work to do.
Thanks, Caddy.
Let's go, D.
Let's do it.
So Nate Doss and Terry Miller out there having some fun. While they were talking, we saw this from Simon.
Oh, no.
The full vertical cut through.
Oof.
Just brutal.
That's not the way you want to start the tournament. Did everything right, and he wasn't rewarded.
Calvin and Gannon got birdies. Longenecker and Lizotte take the pars as Ricky knocks down the birdie on hole 3. That's his first of the round. McBeth on the 10th.
Playing for the birdie. Smart play at the 10th. The wind is brutal out there right now. Swirling, blowing across the fairway in a couple different directions at times. I like that play from McBeth.
4 eagles today on 10. But a lot of big numbers.
A little nip doesn't seem to affect the flight of the disc much there for Burr. There it comes. Gotta watch the end of that. There it goes. Edge of the circle for Burr. Great place to be.
For Bill Branch.
Heinberg playing the 6 to 12 line, slides it into circle 1 beautifully.
Out of bounds for Simon. Maybe still thinking about the cut through on 1.
Perhaps. Those definitely take the wind out of your sail, Charlie. They affect you a little bit. One tree to beat. Ends up right behind it. Looks like a circle 2, perhaps just inside circle 1.
He'll have a look. Vaino Makala teeing off on 16. He's at 2 down. Vaino made a late decision to even come and play this tournament. He said on his Instagram a couple of weeks ago that he was done for the year, and then decided, you know what? No, I'm going to come out and play. Here's that post from 5 weeks back. For personal reasons, I need to take time off from competing.
Huh.
But then, boom, yesterday.
Hey, I'm back. That was a quick retirement.
And look what he said. 2 weeks ago, I didn't expect it, but here we are. 8th USDGC for Makala, and hey, he's having a really nice start.
Yes, he is. He's had a little bit of a bumpy start. Did make the birdie out the first, picked up a couple bogeys out there in the first 6 holes, but has turned it around nicely since then, making birdies at 7, 9, and 10 there. Good to see him here in the field and working his way up the leaderboard. He's such he's such an awesome young guy. I don't know what must have got under his skin for him to feel like he needed to take a break. maybe just a little rough spot or something in life, or
Yeah,
hard to say. I don't know.
A couple of disappointing tournament finishes in a row there, and this can be a grind out on the road.
It is certainly a grind, Charlie.
So we take a look at the overhead view of the second from our Flight Factory drone. They're offering big discounts for USDGC weekend. Go to flightfactorydiscs.com to view all of the deals and save up to 50% on select Innova, MVP, Discraft, and more. Valid through Sunday.
Let's see if Simon can dial in that focus he had at the first. It was a beautiful effort. Just wasn't rewarded. Again, just off the mark for Simon. The difference, just a couple of inches here and there, big at this course. Over the course of the week as well, they all add up.
Gannon for a 2-for-2 start.
He's putting directly out of bounds. Any pushes or shoves are going to end up OB for sure. So calm, so relaxed, under control. Gannon Bird, 2-for-2 out the gates. No nerves there.
No, he looks locked
focused.
in. Very
Absolutely.
focused. Longenecker trying to decide if he's got a good look. He's going to have to go to the straddle.
It's a good make right there. Established himself early on in the round. Big moment. Big tournament. Last major of the season. That'll calm the nerves.
38-footer in the bucket for Longenecker. Heimberg also looking to start 2-for-2. Makes him the 10th player to get the birdies on 1 and 2 here in round 1.
So important to get off to a good start here, Charlie. This course is like a boa constrictor that seems to wrap around you a little tighter every hole you play. Just the pressure adds, the difficulty really seems to ramp up towards the end. You really feel that constriction coming down the stretch.
See that Zuka replay of the Longenecker C2 make, and he knows what it's about to play out here at Winthrop.
Playing the old bump and run at the beach hole. Beautiful.
This is from College Nationals this spring. And knocking down big putts.
Dropping the hammer on him even. All right, Jesse, we see you.
And a par on 18, enough for him to take down the collegiate title. And there's his teammates ready with not quite the Gatorade tub, but what they had on hand.
Yeah, they did what they could. Well-deserved, well-earned celebration. Young fella showing up already here at the championship. Getting himself a birdie. First couple holes. Bit of a nervy first throw and buckles down and tosses a good one out there. Makes a nice circle 2 putt. Good thing to see, man. Good thing to see.
Back to 10.
Tricky thing about this shot is the wind just loves to hold a soft shot up. If you don't sting it out there, the wind is going to kill it. It should be enough for a green flag. Not sure how close McBeth ended up to the target there.
Vino in for the par. Nice save there from Makala. Bird teeing off on 3. Got new AB pins on this hole, playing the original hole that you're used to with the pin tucked around in the trees to the back right. In rounds 2 and 3, they will play the new B pin to the left of the double mando.
I don't think Gannon wanted to see all that slide there. It's not terribly out of position. Fortunate to catch the canopy and drop down. You really don't want to go into that wall of trees. It's a nightmare in there. Heimberg got a wind read from Mr. Burr.
Get over it.
Get over. Oh no, I think that's going to be in the hazard. Comes up just shy of the perfect landing spot. Ugh.
Yeah, that's that new out of bounds little
finger of doom
island. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it kind of put it right where you wanted to land before.
That's what they do all the time here. That's what makes this event so special, man, is they make it challenging and on purpose.
That's got to settle, and it's also going to find the OB on the left side.
Simon says no fooling around here. One angle hyzer. See if I can drop this thing in the middle. That's an efficient shot there from Lozat. He's going to love that angle through the mandatory.
We go to the 13th. Rasmus Salkoripi putting for the birdie.
Bang.
Finding those left side chains.
Yes, sir. Just barely a couple of chains, but it's in there.
Salkoripi defeated Harry Chase in a playoff at the MVP Open to lock up a Tour Championship spot in the new playoff system. So he'll be sticking around next week, heading up to Virginia. Paul McBeth has a chance to tie the leaders at 7 under with this putt at the 10th.
Circle one's not been the friendliest to McBeth. He figures that one out. Big putt at the 10th with the headwind. Making moves early.
McBeth 3 for 3 from circle 1, 3 for 4 from circle 2, and he has a 67-footer on the first that it was so far out that it wasn't even counted in C2. So a C3 make. He is hot on the green.
He's touched them all, huh?
Yes. He's going for the cycle. Anthony Barella in for the par. There is a look at our leaderboard. Some good scores in the clubhouse. Ty Love at 7 down. Aaron Gossage, Andrew Presnell at 6 down.
Ezra got off to a pretty hot start down there and has slowed up a bit. Still 4 under par through 16. Solid number.
Great overhead view of the OB areas here on the 3rd.
This has had a few different shapes since it's been a part of the course.
And look back over at the spectator area. Let's set it back down to Nate Perkins. Nate, what are these players looking at on their approaches through the Mando here?
Yeah, it's a pretty tall task. Longenacre, little out of position, but he's got a good angle, and he's going to flatten that out a little too much, and that's exactly why it's playing as one of the hardest holes on the course, because get out of position and you just can't get back to the green. And Gannon over here way right. Certainly only worried about the mandatory. I think edge of circle 2 is probably his best option here. Bit of a lull in the wind right now. All right, he's attacking. Shaped it around the first tree, clear around the mandatory. Yeah, and he's out there. Deep C2. And an unfortunate result there for Heimberg. He's going to actually take it back. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this before, taking it back on the other side.
Well, we'll see Heimberg's next shot in just a moment. McBeth near the hazard and finds it. So McBeth takes his first penalty stroke of the tournament.
That one's been eating a lot of people up today.
All right, so Perkins, he's coming back off of his lie to open up some space into this next approach shot.
Yeah, I still don't think circle one is possible here for Calvin. Tight to the Mando. Gonna get a skip. This is beautiful. Wow, that's almost as good as you can do. A little straight. We'll see what he has. I think he's on the edge of the circle.
So savvy decision there from Heimberg to give himself better angle into the green. To the 14th, Barella, forehand.
You see the height on that shot? Unbelievable.
Throwing the dart with the forehand.
Oh man, that makes my brain hurt just watching that. That was incredible.
413 foot.
The verticality of the shot, it's just, I don't know how those guys can get the disc so high in the air like that. It's so incredible. It's not something we used to see back in the day at all.
Simon puts it to the edge of the circle.
Opportunity to get one back. Had one slip through his fingers on the first. Got a little loose at the second. Solid drive there. Best of the group. Great angle. Gives himself a look. Be a great time to turn that energy around with a big birdie. That's a strokes on folks birdie here at the third. A lot of people struggle to get into position even here off the tee.
Yeah, just 8 birdies on the day here on the third. Matt Oram went OB, so he's putting for par. And he will have to settle for a bogey at the 14th. Here's Paul Ulibarri.
On the card with Paul McBeth. He drops it inbounds in circle 2. Lengthy putt coming up for Ulibarri on the 11th.
Gannon for a long range birdie.
Get out of here. Oh, that was a nice soft bid there from Gannon Burr. Make sure it had a chance, but nestled up close.
The shape was perfect.
It was wonderful. Yeah, out the hand.
Like it
You're
might
like,
be going in.
Really? Okay.
Longenecker. Oh, off the cage.
Sit down. Yeah, these things happen here on this green. Got to be mindful of the possibility of those little trickle rollaways. Unfortunately, it did happen to Jesse there. Going to be a little tester coming back out of those Cypress. They did a beautiful job cleaning this green up. I think this is the cleanest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, you can see
this never happened.
Taking these branches
Ever.
off on the bottom of that tree and more windows.
Absolutely.
So Heimberg has a chance to save the par.
Beautiful stroke from Calvin Heimberg. Circle 2 saver. That's huge for momentum and confidence early on in a championship.
And when he gets that good pop out of his hands with his putter, he can be lethal.
Absolutely. I don't know if you noticed the new baskets we're using this week with that
Yeah.
bigger third ring right around the pole. It's supposed to help mitigate some of those unfortunate spit outs like we saw for Lizotte on the first, but
that missed the pole entirely. That one just
certainly
went vertical
did.
and said, "See
Ricocheted
you
off
later."
of the chain and got vertical and had a bunch of spin on it and jumped right out of there. Unfortunate for Simon, but hopefully we don't see too many more of those over the course of the weekend.
What do you think about the new inner chain along the pole there?
I love it. I think it should help kind of make it a bit more of a dead spot instead of accelerating the disc once it hits the pole, which seems to happen a lot.
Nice make from a knee for Longenecker. Limits the damage to a bogey.
I think it's a nice adjustment with the style of play we've been seeing over the past few years. Putters are so much more aggressive than previous generations.
Did that not stay in the basket?
I don't think it did.
Oh my word, what is going on for Simon?
Yeah, that was in the too close to miss range, just 5 or 6 paces off the target, and unfortunately slides out the right side. Par for Lizotte. Still trying to break the seal, get a birdie.
Brutal. Some tough breaks for Lizotte. So McBeth, after finding the hazard, throwing his third.
There you go. He was hoping for one more bounce, leave him with a 6-meter putt. He'll have to deal with the 8.
Evan Scott teeing off. He's just one shot off the lead.
Should be a green flag.
Barella has a chance to join the leaders at 7 under par with this birdie putt. You bet. So Barella now 7 down. He is 4 under in the back 9 after the eagle on 10 and birdies on 12 and 14. McBeth to save his par at the 11th and remain in a tie for first.
You betcha.
Things heating up here early at Winthrop. To the 4th. Gannon Burr down the tunnel.
A little extra drag out of that sidearm there for Burr. It's tough to tell with the shade if he actually hit the mandatory tree on the left or was he beyond the tree. I didn't get a good look at that.
I couldn't see if he hit the Mando tree or the one after it. Nate, did you get a good look?
Yeah, he hit the one immediately after it. And he was actually double checking to see if he bounced backwards, but he's safe.
Thanks for the clarification there, Mr. Perkins. Heiberg through the Mandy, but catches the base of one of the trees along the left side. Shoots off to the right.
Well, frustration for Simon already starting to boil over a little bit. Still no birdies for Lizotte. He's at 1 over.
Completely understandable to be frustrated a few holes in over par. It's not the pace you're looking for. Bit of a pull there from Longenecker. I'm not sure if that one made the mandatory. Perk, did you see it?
Yeah, that one did miss the mandatory. He set it straight to the drop zone.
Too far right and a big ricochet, and you can see clearly there that it goes on the wrong side of that Mando tree.
Yep, allowed that swing to just drift a little bit towards the right side of the wall.
Barella tied with McBeth and Ty Love at 7 down at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh no. That's one mistake you can't have here. Early release, never gave it a chance to get into the center of the pipe. Nice recovery shot, scrape up the bogey.
So AB in a tricky spot is going to go to the forehand roller.
He's through. He can progress another 100 feet. Just chill out there. Don't retreat back into the tree line. He should have a relatively routine up and down to save a par.
Treacherous hole 12.
Wow, what a flight from McBeth. Well up the fairway, out the hand. I thought it was drifting a little too much on the hyzer side of things and straightened out, pushed up the fairway. He will love it when he gets there.
Burr has that left for a par.
AB did work his way back into the tree line. Having to get scrappy here at the 16th. Excuse me, 15th.
15th.
Excuse me.
You can hear the wind blowing. Maybe just enough room here on this edge.
Yeah, he's going to have to
flex something.
Just barely miss these trees, and there's another one out of sight around the corner that he also needs to miss. It's a tough angle. Charlie, this is really tough. He's going to need to have a lot of speed and a lot of angle and not dive into the ground, or it's just going to be a cut roller and ends up way out there in the woods.
He kind of sprayed it.
Punch through. No, that's an awkward place for AB. That's auto bogey right there.
Simon.
Magic. Ooh, scaring the basket once again.
Heimberg. Kind of giving it a run. He's got that left for par. Isaac Robinson looking for a birdie on the 16th. Kind of a speculative bid around the corner. Evan Scott just laid up, take his par. Heimberg in for the par. Simon taps in for par. Gannon will do the same, and Longenecker will take the bogey. So the feature.
Let's send these boys back to the lobby. Get on. Oh, Grandma's got a hot kettle for that teabag.
How did you get so much energy from a candy?
One Shot is no ordinary candy. It only has 4 grams of sugar, and the nootropics help prevent jitters and crash.
Grandma, do you think I could try one of those One Shot energy chews?
Oh, sure, honey. But if you come for the queen, you better come correct, Sprout. I'm the OG. Got it?
Got it.
Level up your energy with One Shot. Grab yours at oneshotenergy.com today.
The number one reason I switched from bag to cart is pretty simple. It takes weight off of my back, easier to play a course.
I realized that the cart became something I really needed when little things would happen. I'd pick up my bag and my elbow would hurt.
Using a cart decreases the bending over, the weight on my lower back. Decide to go with Suka, and seeing that my sciatic nerve is gone and I don't need to worry. Only one thing I have to worry about to get birdie, because my Suka done it all for me.
right, Tyler, you're up. Let's go.
Okay, but does this outfit look
No,
weird?
you look great. You're just here to talk about Jomez collaboration.
No, I get it. And
The
it's
Halo
like
Emperor. You
so
got
we
it.
wanna-
You look great. You're in character. Let's get it.
All right. Hey, everybody. The Emperor, the S-Blend Halo Emperor with... Are you laughing?
I can't believe you even did it.
I knew it. I knew
You
this was a
look
prank. You told me this
ridiculous.
looked like the picture, dude. That's so...
Anthony Barella trying to find something to get through and have a bogey putt.
I was telling you in the break, that's about all he was going to have. It's just something low on the ground and try to get himself in circle one.
McBeth second on the 12th.
Nice soft landing is what he's looking for here. I don't think it gets much softer than that, Charlie. What a beautiful shot from McBeth at the 12th.
Fantastic.
Tee shot set all that up, man. Gives him a great visual of what's happening up the hill. Perfect execution.
Green flag on 17. Burr teeing off on the 5th.
What an advantage to have a sidearm off the box here at the 5th. This takes all the danger out of play. Throw it up there against that crosswind, something overstable. Trust it. Even Calvin's going for it. Ripped over on it. Let's see if that stability catches up. This is going to be testing the edge. Ooh, gets the anti-skip. Unfortunate there for Heimberg. That was safe. Just a bad reaction off the ground. That's that wind coming across and getting under that nose at the end. Unfortunate.
Oh, good height.
Cut roll. Simon Lazat didn't trust the air under the disc. Low swing. Fortunate to be safe.
Simon just trying to get anything going right now. Plenty of round left for him to pick it up. Big forehand from Longenecker.
I was told this is a weapon for this young fella here. He's got an elite sidearm. Showing it off right there, matching Bird, center of the fairway.
McBeth for the outright lead. And he is at 8 under through 12 and has the solo lead. Barella got to here. This left for bogey.
Nice balanced rhythmic putt there from Barella.
All things considered, bogey not too bad. Never took the penalty stroke.
He would like to have it. That shot is not that hard, man. If you drop 10 discs on the ground in front of AB right now, he'd make it through that triple man deal every time. It's just the moment, pressure the tournament, got in his head a little bit. Didn't trust himself on that swing and paid the price. As long as you can keep your bogey mistakes to single bogeys, you're in good shape. That's been kind of the story of this tournament, actually. If you look at the stats behind the scenes, it's averaging a bogey or less per round is going to give you a chance to win if you're making birdies. If you're keeping up with the scoring, staying away from those bogeys plays huge here.
You know, I went back and looked and was wondering, like, you know, do you need to shoot a double-digit under par round in round one in order to win this tournament? Basically, it's rare to see that.
Not necessary, but it doesn't hurt your cause.
Certainly does not hurt the cause.
I mean, you're going to see McBeth. He's almost there now, and he's just past halfway point. I mean, he's going to have a good shot at it. A couple other guys, Barella, no, he's not going to get to digits.
But plenty of guys shoot a 6 under, 7 under.
For
rounds
sure,
like that,
6, 7, 8's a great number to start this tournament.
Go on to win.
Absolutely. Hot scores usually tend to come towards the end when the cream is rising to the top and guys are really starting to chase down whoever's leading the tournament. Know they got to put some good rounds together.
That's going to be near the line. And a red
Ouch.
flag.
Oh, that's brutal.
Big mistake for Burr. Was just really playing a placement shot there to then go across the water.
Game of inches. He was safe for the majority of that and just plops OB.
You think that changes anything about how aggressive he is with the next shot over the water?
You have to stick to your guns and throw the shots that you know. These guys are all trying to set themselves up for shots that they like to throw, that they know, that they've rehearsed. That's the game plan, whatever their individual game plans are. You heard Doss talking about it earlier in his interview. You know, you get out of position, you find yourself in places you don't typically throw from or haven't thrown from or haven't practiced from, and then you're trying to make something up. In these conditions, not the position you want to be in at any point of this tournament. First day, second day, third day, final round, you want to try to stay in the middle of these fairways as much as possible.
Barella trying to bounce back on the 16th.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Big shout out to all the patrons, fans, spectators on the grounds for an opening round of this major championship here in Rock Hill. Seen so many people even supporting FPO early in the morning. Hundreds of people on the ground here to support and see their favorite disc golf fans live and right here in Rock Hill. It's amazing.
It sure is.
Every year it's just grown and grown and grown.
There's just more and more to do for the fans on the ground. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff for families. They got the concert series every night. Simon pumping this one. Oh, fantastic from Lazat.
See if that'll get him off the schneid, huh? Another opportunity to score coming up for Lazat. What a cover up after that opening tee shot, huh?
Yeah.
Get himself up the fairway in position to make the crossing. Gives himself an opportunity to make a birdie with a less than desirable drive.
Yeah, comfortably across the water. Well, just mentioned it a moment ago, but they've got so much more for spectators to do besides just watch the disc golf. And you can see that giant pavilion that's built just for this tournament. Underneath there is the stage where they do the concert series in the evenings. They had a Hall of Fame ceremony last night to induct the 2025 Hall of Famers. Congratulations to all of those. PDGA 2025 Hall of Fame class getting inducted. And there's the Fresh and Now concert series.
There you go. Coming up tonight.
And I know this year they're doing a promotion for Rock Hill locals. You can get in for free after 5 p.m.
Boom. Come hang out with us. We'd love to have you.
Hall of Fame class inducted last night. Avery Jenkins, UC Maresma, Sharon Jenkins, Dan Doyle, and Schwebby, Brian Schweberger.
That's an amazing class right there.
Really is.
Sends the hyzer out. This is taking a little longer than you'd like to make the final turn in. It's going to be out there just a bit north of the target. 35er it looks like, coming back towards the water. Safe enough.
Gannon checking the footing.
What do you say, Charlie? Is he going to hoist it up there towards the tip of the edge of those trees and bring it in on a spike, or drive it in there low and tight to keep it under the wind? There's the spike hyzer right at the corner of the wall of the trees. Well anticipated spiking hyzer there from Gannon Burr to cover up that unfortunate trickle into the OB. Walk out of here with a par.
Really well done.
That's what world number ones do, man. They make a mistake and they recover immediately. It doesn't take them long to right the ship. Recover and move on. Short memories.
Take another look on this Flight Factory replay. High spiking backhand from Gannon.
It's perfectly timed.
Can't really do it much better than that. Still plays it on the safe side.
That had the perfect amount of aggression to it, you know what I mean? Just pop it up there in the window and just trust that that overstable is going to do its job. Use the ground play. All's well that ends well for McBeth. That should be a green flag right there along the boundary. I think he caught something on the way out.
Perella to get back within a stroke of the lead with the birdie, and he's got it. So quick bounce back for Perella. Evan Scott currently sitting at 6 under in 4th place. Second shot on 18.
Talk about a technical shot, Charlie. This is one of the most technical second shots on the course right there. Look at this young fella pulling it off to perfection, sliding into circle one. How you doing?
That's a fantastic shot from that far back in the fairway, too. Longenecker, not quite.
Below the crest of the hill on 18 typically leads to out of bounds. Watch over the course of the weekend. If we see people end up in that position, more times than not, they're going to end up OB. It's a very difficult, demanding second shot with gravity, the tree line. Oof, what a shot.
Yeah, if you're short, you're OB. If you're long, you're OB.
Calvin just off the mark from deep in circle 2.
He's going to take his first bogey. Simon's got a 30-foot birdie putt.
See if this can get him back to level par, get some momentum on his side. There you go, Simon. Step up, trust your action, send it home, baby. Let's go. Back to par for Lizotte.
Yeah, you know, it looked no different than the putt on hole 1. Sometimes that's just how it goes.
He did catch a bunch of strong side chains on one, and that was dead center on the pole. And you see the reaction. Once it hit those new chains in the middle, that thing went straight down.
Mm-hmm. Gannon Burr with a great par save. So he remains at 2 under. Lizotte back to even. Here it is once again from Lizotte. Stood up a little bit, but it was already going downwards.
I don't think it had quite the conviction as the putt we saw in hole 1 with that little crosswind. He had to put some extra spins on that to get through the air.
All right, Perella on 17. One shot off the lead.
Playing for safety. Get over that. There you go. That's a nice place to aim for. Dump it right inside circle 1. Beautiful shot from Anthony Perella.
Second for McBeth. He's got a rip on this one.
That's turned over too much. Not going to have a look for birdie out there in the fairway for McBeth. Green flag. Was that a Gannon Burr? No, that was a Simon. That disc looked familiar.
Just didn't get enough on it.
Little tiny bit of early flex out the hand for Burr. Looking for that skip. Too much mustard on the hot dog. Headed to the drop zone. Too much heat. And you got that crossing wind blowing off their right shoulder. You can see those feather banners all pushing from right to left. You accelerate the disc. Not a ton of room to work with out there on the right side trying to shape something. See Jesse really trying to add it with the body English there, cast it wide.
And that settles on the beach.
Nice work there from the young fella. Looking left. Hopefully
Fortunate to stay
clobbered
where
a
it
tree.
is,
Yeah, I think he
yeah.
clobbered something. That was a big miss there from Calvin. Fortunate to stay in bounds. A little disconnected the last couple of holes there for Mr. Heimberg. Keep an eye on him, see him work to get things back on track.
Austin Turner throwing his second on the 13th. He's tied for 11th.
I was about to say that, having a strong afternoon, 3 down. Oh, look at that.
Couple little cart path skips.
Skip to my Lou, slide on up there. Austin Turner, a little drop in coming up.
Roll back the Zuka replay, take another look.
Super smooth action there for the lefty. Little hyzer stand up, riding the edge. Slide it off the cart path into the wood chips. Beautiful.
Back over to 18. Evan Scott has a chance to close out with a birdie and get to 7 under.
Takes his time and sends that one home. One heck of a performance there for the young fella. 15 for 18 fairway hits, 9 for 11 from C1X. Solid afternoon.
Calvin pitches up and onto the sand. He'll have a tap in for par. And on 17, A2 Selamaki dropping it in for the birdie. It's back-to-back birdies for Salamaki, but he is at 7 over. Took an 8 on the 9th.
Just watch McBeth lay up ahead at the 13th, concedes for the par. Back to hole 6 with Lizotte from the drop zone. Gets that one to stick. 2 big putts in a row for Lizotte. A nice save there, keeps him at even par.
Gannon trying to follow. Tailwind.
Takes all the trust in the world to put that disc right where you want it. In these conditions, you know you got to aim a little bit high. Anticipate that wind taking the bottom out of it.
And that's what happens sometimes with Gannon Burr on a tailwind putt. Never had a chance.
I think he kind of conceded that unwillingly. I don't think he was really going for that one. That looked like more of a, I don't want it. I just can't do it right now. Didn't have any energy towards the chains.
Mm-hmm. Longenecker for the birdie, and he's in to get back to even. So they'll go disc fishing. So Gannon's got his disc back, and he taps in for the bogey. That's Gannon's first bogey of the round. He drops to 1 under. AB tap in for par for McBeth. Austin Turner got the birdie, and there's Corey Ellis dropping it in on 12.
And only man, bogey free, Corey Ellis. 11 for 12 from the fairway, 7 for 7 C1X, 1 for 3 from circle 2. The man is playing nice and clean, keeping his opportunities out in front of him. Major winner across the pond in Europe, seeking his first title on American soil.
You know, the Beast doesn't feel that different than the Winthrop Gold.
It's a similar challenge.
Mental.
It's all
disc
mental.
golf.
Yeah, the shots really aren't that difficult once you know what you're doing. It's just staying within yourself and just sticking to the game plan, as they like to say.
All right, so we are here at the Zuka Lounge. This is it's getting a little more built out every year. Nate, tell us what's going on down there.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. I personally like what they've done right here, a little Phoenix Open situation, and the crowd is right up on the tee pad, left, right, and right behind them. And at the moment, there's a considerable lull in the wind. It's pretty fortunate. Straight tail if they have anything. Little sound check going on in the background as Simon lets this one go, and that is just pure the whole way. That's a bullseye for Lazat. Vendor Village is getting ready for their evening. Heimberg from left to right, going to try and turn this through, and it's not going to turn in time. Gannon was borderline disgusted in his last release there on the 6th. Wasn't too happy with the putt either. He's been playing this overstable forehand here. This is a 9-speed. Alheiser, that's pretty high. Will it get down in time? It does, but it's on the right side, and yeah, pretty big miss there considering how calm it was.
Well, Philo, I got to ask you, what do you think about the music going on in the background of the Zuka Lounge?
I always enjoyed having some music playing. That was always a lot of fun for me. Some of the tournaments would kick us off with an opening starter hole, you know, and you get to pick your song or whatever. And
get your walk-up music?
Yeah, you get your walk-up, your tee-off song on, and find a little rhythm and throw in rhythm. I never had a problem with it. Maybe a little distraction for those guys, though.
Nicholas Antela with a pure tee shot there on the 16th. Antela sitting at 3 under.
Ooh, McBeth coming up just shy of an ace, sticks it inside the bullseye. He is cooking today, Charlie.
Yeah, 8 down, bogey free, looking to extend his lead. Here comes a second shot for Barella on the 18th.
This is similar spot to where we saw Scott just a moment ago. Evan Scott,
Yeah.
a little bit out of position early up the hill. These shots, I'm telling you, man, I told you, brother. Man,
Yeah,
I've seen this shot hundreds and hundreds of times. It is so difficult to put all the pieces together.
Yeah, not close there for Barella as he finds the OB. Heimberg, kind of a half bid. He'll have a short putt for par. We've seen Gannon sometimes find a special putts, but not this time. Antela in for the birdie on 16.
Doing what he does best, throwing them straight, making putts.
Nicholas tied for 13th.
Plenty of time.
Longenecker in for the birdie. He's now under par on the day.
Under par keeps you in the top 25 for the moment. Nothing to scoff at a major championship. Opportunities to work your way up the board the rest of the weekend.
Simon gets the birdie as well. He is under par now. And our entire feature card sitting at 1 under, in fact, as we take a look at hole 8.
Love hole 8. It's been a classic here forever. Opening tee shot, got a couple of options. Really got all 3 options. You could play it out there on the hyzer side with the sidearm. I think that seems to be the most advantageous play, is to throw that sidearm out there on the left, work your way back towards the right side of this fairway. Something in the middle to the right side, right around here, is a really great angle that you can navigate that second shot. Once again, the sidearm plays exceptionally well here. Use the ground play off the wood chips. We have seen a lot of guys go roller here for the second and curl up into the hill onto the right. A couple of late obstacles to navigate, but a well thought out hole. Really just comes down to execution. That tee shot's going to set you up. The farther up the fairway you can press, the more navigable it is to get up here towards the target. So see how these guys tackle it.
This whole flyover presented by Zenni, eyewear for everyone. Eight playing is the 4th easiest hole on the course.
How about that? This one used to eat the field up until everybody got a solid sidearm in the bag. Now it's just a sidearm away from a birdie.
People used to talk about this course as being the sidearm Olympics, or that it was a
Very
huge
lefty
advantage.
Friendly.
Lefty
Yes.
friendly. Do you think it still has that same kind of teeth for right-handed players that it did maybe 10 years ago?
I would say at the most important sections of the course, yes. Yeah, I mean, there are some holes where you have an equal advantage and you don't really feel like this is a lefty-friendly hole, but it seems to me that the most dramatic holes seem to have a lefty advantage to them. You think of the 17th, that island green, you don't want to be a right-handed player throwing that shot
Sure.
at the end. We all saw it happen to Johnny McRae. We don't want to be that guy. It's the nerves, the difficulty of the shot to park it is much higher than with the sidearm. You know, tee at the 18th, yeah, it's not a lefty finishing hole, but there's just a lot of shots on this track that really do favor that spin coming to the right. 14, 16,
right.
17. There's just so many shots. Really, like 11 is a great hole to have a good sidearm. I mean, there's just so many of them where it really just comes into play.
McBeth. An easy birdie at the 14th. And his lead extends to 2 strokes over Barella, Scott, and Love.
He's 1 tee shot away from being at 10 under. You know, if he gets through that triple mandatory, I mean, anything through that triple mando pretty much sets you up for a birdie. Unbelievable performance to open up USDGC 25 from Paul McBeth. Trying to chase down Ken Climo for the all-time major wins. Tie him up.
McBeth has been unbelievable at this tournament over the years.
He's been unbelievable, period.
Well, that's certainly true. 3 wins and more top 5s than outside the top 10 finishes.
Heimberg just throws one away. The hazard along the left side.
So Barella throwing his 4th on the 18th after pretty early miss.
Still has some work to do here. There you go. Gets that thing to make the turn down the hill. Should be well inside circle 1.
And there's a look at all of the vendors. 12 different food trucks. And so much to do here. There's that whole course you can see there. You can ride a little one wheel around that. Bouncy house for the kiddos.
Got the Edge educational disc golf experience in the house as always, bringing an opportunity for the kids of Rock Hill to come out and have some fun and try their hand at some disc golf perhaps for the first time, where most of the schools here in town already have baskets on the property, so I don't think it's a new thing for these kids. But cool to see them out here and experience and enjoying this week with us.
For sure. Edge provides the curriculum and equipment packages to teach disc golf to all grade levels. The USDGC is a proud supporter of Edge, making nearly $400,000 in lifetime charitable contributions. Edge has now helped introduce more than 2 million students to disc golf. You can find out more at edgediscgolf.com. Second shot for Lizotte.
Going to the roller, doesn't like it, a little early. Does he get fortunate and find a way through? A little bit of help there. Perhaps circle 2, 55 feet for Lizotte. Maybe able to make something happen from there.
Longenecker in a good spot to use that forehand.
Big flare skip punches through the trees. Oh no, retreats back out into circle 2 and still running. Unfortunate result there. Good effort. Paul McBeth understands the assignment at the clown's mouth through the triple Mando. All he worried about was going straight, no extra shapes. Within 250 feet of another birdie and a 10 under round through 15 holes. What a pace.
Absolutely on fire. Far left. Difficult to find a window to the basket even if you're around the edge of the circle from that side. Heimberg just inside the circle.
Nice recovery shot there from Calvin Heimberg. Tried to scrape up a par after that errant. Actually, he's putting for bogey, I believe. He was OB after 2 throws.
Yeah, I think that's right. Gavin Babcock,
he's cruising.
Gets the birdie to get to 3 down, so he's in 13th place as we take a look at the leaderboard.
I'd say the scores are pretty much where I'd expect them to be, minus that one guy at top of the board absolutely lighting things up. Not to say that I didn't think he could do it, but I just didn't really think an opening round 10 double digits was going to happen, maybe, perhaps. But the rest of the scores are right in the wheelhouse. Everybody's still got plenty of daylight out in front of them to make a move and get themselves into contention to win this major championship here in Rock Hill.
Simon.
Come on now,
yes.
Let's go. All of a sudden, the putter's hot for Mr. Simon. Turning that frown upside down.
So dropping in the birdie from circle 2 is Lizotte. That one sticks. So that's back-to-back birdies and 3 of the last 4 for Simon, and he's at 2 under. Leading the card.
Veteran turnaround right there for Simon Lizotte. Staying within himself, a little bit of frustrations early. He's like, I'm gonna get this together. Let's just calm down here. Now the putter's working. We'll see a new Simon for the back nine. I'm quite sure of that.
Can run it.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Very receptive backstop there. Unfortunate to get that nasty roll away. He had that thing well in circle one. Came running back down the hill.
Heimberg's going to have a 32-footer for bogey. Got a low ceiling to deal with as well.
That should be a crossing wind too for Heimberg. Gonna push him. Wow, beautifully read from Calvin Heimberg. What a bogey save that was.
Dead center for Heimberg. Back to 13. Ellis.
Wisely just pitches it up. Concedes, takes his par.
McBeth second shot on 15. Looking straight at it.
Oh, that's in there, baby. One step off the bullseye for McBeth. Getting it to 10 under par early on here at the championship.
Absolutely scorching stuff from McBeth.
I tell you what, this fella right here does not want to see that happen today. If he's trying to run down McBeth and go back-to-back here at USDGC, he's going to have to wake up real quick.
He does get the birdie here at the 8th. So Burr back to 2 down. McBeth was 6 under in the front 9.
That's the pace you like to be on.
A new look, hole 9.
Yeah, a little different look. Similar feel to always in theory. The basket pretty much in a similar spot, but a little bit different look off the tee pad. Distance right around the same as it's always been. If you've been here a few times, I don't think you're too intimidated by any of these changes. It's practically the same shot. Visually may look a little bit different. Basket off to the left.
It was interesting watching players throwing this in practice rounds. More people coming up short than we're used to seeing. Maybe because that tee pad moved back just that little bit. Now using a real tree as an obstacle.
2 faux trees, exactly.
Instead of the various Christmas trees and things we've seen over the years.
I like the little adjustments they've made this year. I like the nice cleanup job they did on hole 3. I like what we're seeing here at the 9th. There's a couple other little changes around the course. The green at the 13th looks really nice. Doesn't look so crowded and congested in there inside circle 1. Gives people an opportunity to make putts after 2 very difficult shots to get into the circle. Should have a fair look at the target. And I think that looks wonderful. So great job by the grounds crew as always. Here to make some adjustments to switch things up a little bit, give these guys a little different look.
Simon, first up.
Just shy, Charlie.
Nate, what's the wind doing down there? Simon had to be the guinea pig.
Yeah, it's really not good to go first here. It's hard to really get a read. Simon was expecting right to left, but it was actually a little bit more of a straight head here. And now switching back to left to right for Gannon. He's going to double check the wind. This has turned into one of the more difficult changes this season. Yeah, the wind is going to switch once again here. Pretty much straight head for Gannon. Okay, he's going to go all highs here. Flatten it out just a little bit at the top. Does it have enough? It doesn't. That is a good 12 feet short. And he is shocked. 9 playing tough today.
Wow.
What do you do if you're Jesse stepping up to the box after you watch 2 absolute missiles with the backhand come up short? What do you
give
do?
it all you got.
You send it. Give that thing full send and throw it out the back.
I mean, this
unbelievable.
This hole currently playing is the second hardest on the course right now.
I was trying to tell you, this section of the course, the wind does some very interesting things.
Does get over, and he's going to be in a pretty good spot.
Nice adjustment made there from Jesse after he watches two guys throw out of bounds.
Safely across, and we'll have a circle 2 look for the birdie.
Says 390 on the card, but feeling like 450 playing uphill with some headwind this afternoon.
To get to 10 under, and you know he's going to make that putt. McBeth keeps it rolling. He's got a 3-shot lead here in round 1 at the USDGC. One of the guys that's sitting there in second place, Evan Scott, is in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Evan Scott joins me now after round 1 here at USDGC. 7 down, solid day to start the tournament. You're home. Talk about that whole environment after a long season on tour.
That's pretty nice. This tournament's about an hour and a half away from me, so there's a lot of people out here, just like spectators that I know, and so it's a really cool environment to be kind of close to home.
Talk about the season as a whole that's kind of led you to this point. How has the year been so far?
It's been very up and down so far. I've had a couple of really bad finishes, but then also a few of my best finishes ever. So it's been a roller coaster year for sure.
Well, clearly a 7 down in this wind is a fantastic day out there at Winthrop. Can you kind of talk about how you felt out there and what holes worked and what didn't?
I felt like for the most part I was doing a really good job staying clean. I think I had 2 bogeys, which is pretty decent on this course in the wind. And then it was really the middle stretch. I birdied 6 through 11, and that was most of my round right there. So it was really the middle stretch I did well, and then just stayed clean for the most part.
What do you need to clean up even farther to go under par tomorrow?
Putting a little bit. I think I made like 1 good putt, but I missed C1 putts on 14 and 15. So I would like to maybe be a little better on the green tomorrow.
Are you going to stay around for the festivities at all, or are you driving straight back home to Duncan?
Probably not long. I think I'm hit the road, get back home.
Long commute back there for Evan Scott, but hey, you're home. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nice day for Evan Scott.
Yep. 90 minutes back to Duncan, South Carolina tonight. You rest up, and we'll see him back out here ready to put in some work. Round 2.
Probably going to be chasing this guy, maybe on the lead card with him.
Ooh, check up. No, McBeth just trickles across the line. He'll have a circle's edge for par.
Well, McBeth has been unbelievable on the green today. Hasn't missed inside the circle. 3 for 4 from C2.
Corey Ellis on the 14th, playing the Spikeiser to perfection. Green flag.
Newly inducted into the Hall of Fame, UC Maresma, who also ran the show at the incredible PDGA Pro Worlds over in Finland. Over 11,000 people on hand on Sunday to watch it all go down. Amazing stuff.
You're telling me, man. I'm so happy I went just to be there, just to see it, just to be a part of that. That was incredible. Well done from UC Maresma and the staff. That was one incredible Worlds, one incredible tournament, incredible week. That's an understatement. There's got to be a better word than incredible.
What do you think was the most impressive about that whole experience this year?
It was just a very well-run machine, man. The organization, streamlined, everything just ran smoothly. You know, like we had some issues with some weather, and they just kept everybody informed. It just it never seemed like there was a hiccup.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, bad news for Calvin Heimberg as he misses the putt and it goes out of bounds. And if you go OB on this hole, you have to go to the drop spot. So or rethrow. So he's going to rethrow, looking for the bogey here. And that doesn't stick.
Man.
Ouch.
Giving me deja vu, hole 17. A few years back, had a putt happen just like that, and the thing rolled into the water, cost him the championship. Ouch.
Burr in for the bogey. So he's going to drop to 1 under. Simon putting for bogey as well.
Hmm.
And a really tough hole there for Calvin Heimberg, who is going to drop back to 2 over par. Corey Ellis, 14, looking for another birdie. He sticks it. So Ellis all the way to 6 under, 4 shots off the lead, climbing the board.
Experience is the greatest teacher, and I'm so blessed after 40 years and 150 so courses, every project I'm still learning. I think when you get down to it, a lot of it is about vision. There's the vision for individual holes, there's the vision for the property and what it can become as a course and what it can become as a venue, and then there's the vision for what disc golf can become.
Well, you can lock in a year of live disc golf at the best prices you're going to see all season. It's less than $100 for a year of DGN Standard. Just use code STANDARD99. Or you can pay just $30 more and lock in DGN Pro for a year, which gets you the rest of this tournament and some other benefits throughout the year. And that you use code PRO for Standard. So it's the price of Standard, but you get DGN Pro. So head over and lock up your subscription today. If you're joining us on YouTube, you will need DGN Pro to watch the rest of the live coverage this weekend as McBeth knocks it home and saves the par on 16. He remains at 10 under, and he remains nearly perfect on the putting green. Just one miss today. He missed from C2 from a 60-footer on the 9th. Otherwise, it's all gone in, including a 67-footer on hole 1. And an error there. Longenecker goes out of bounds. Big swing hole. Eagle is in play here on the 10th.
That drift, Charlie. Oh, Simon Lizotte trying to get it to the Albatross Club. Whoa.
That was close,
That was
Simon.
close, brother. That was inches from ringing it up. Please give us another look at that. This has got to be within a disc width from banging chains, Charlie. Oh, my gosh, dude.
Just narrowly misses
it's going to happen one of these days, man. Eagle's like not even going to be impressive anymore. Everybody's going for the Albatross. That would have been amazing.
He will have the putt for the eagle. Let's see what Gannon can do.
Wow, hard to chase that one down. That's got a little too much drift, I think. Gonna have to swing back super hard. Just trickles in, Charlie. Unbelievable.
Somehow safe for Gannon.
Usually when they do that little dip to the right, it's over, man. Somehow that thing fought back 35 feet. Calvin's going to step up and unload as well. Overstable destroyer. This is shaping up nicely. Why not? Calvin Heimberg rested up on the podium for a drop-in eagle of your own. What a showing from the fellas at the 10th.
Things can change in a hurry here at 10. Can ignite a back 9. And let's take another look at this from Heimberg, your one-shot replay. Technically the best drive of the bunch, but I wouldn't complain if you said Simon's was better.
That dude just hyzer flipped a Halo destroyer, man.
And put it on the bricks.
550 feet. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute.
To 15, Ellis.
Yeah, baby.
That's the shot you're looking for. Get it on edge, boogie around the corner. Perfectly executed from Ellis.
Longenecker from the drop zone.
Just inside circle 1 for Jesse. Lengthy putt on this elevated basket. Breezy.
Adam Hammis trying to get his 3rd birdie in 4 holes on the 17th. Yeah.
The magician. Sends one home from deep circle 2.
That gets him to 4 under on the day. Gannon first a putt for the eagle.
Just enough, Charlie. Nub and jumps in the chains.
So he's at 3 under with the eagle.
That's huge for momentum.
Longenecker trying to save his par.
That was fantastic. Great rhythm, great pace. Love how that hand swung right up into the zone, right where his eye meets where his hand should line up. Beautiful.
Simon for the eagle.
No, too much want from Simon.
Headwind.
A little bit of breeze blowing around down there on the green at the 10th. It's been a problem all day long. We're right here next, watching fellas come through this area all afternoon. Calvin Heimberg drops in the eagle, and Simon disappointedly walking away with a birdie.
Back to even for Heimberg. McBeth. Couple tests left. First 17. No problem.
Extremely safe.
McBeth, the only guy at double digits. Who will join him on the lead card tomorrow? More disc golf coming.
The Mach 2 is a legend. For decades, it has been the go-to basket from backyards to courses around the world. Now, we've taken that same trusted design, the same legendary durability, and upgraded to Pro. The Mach 2 Pro features a 24-chain configuration that honors its heritage while setting a new standard for performance. This is the basket you know, perfected for the player you're becoming. The Mach 2 Pro, coming this fall.
Made from the earth, Rhino harnesses the power of plants and the sun to create topical performance products that are good for us and our earth. Formulated by a pharmacist and built by a chef, Rhino's unique line of products helps adventurers perform better and enhance recovery.
Hey, aren't you Anthony Barella?
Yes, sir. Try out this Venom.
Thanks, man.
Ooh, Calvin, looking good today.
Calvin Heimberg.
Sorry, hey, oh, sorry, excuse me, look, hey, thank you. Anaqua, I'm looking for Anaqua. Do you have one?
Hey, Germ, you can't cut in line.
My apologies, you may have noticed I just cut you in line. I'm just looking for Anaqua.
Anaqua, here, use mine.
Got it, thanks.
Hey, hurry up, man. You're taking forever.
Sorry, man, no 30-second rule here. What about that 100% off player discount?
Corey Ellis lining up his second shot on the 15th.
Hard to drop a disc in a better spot than that, Charlie. The straightest look you'll get into this very guarded green with the hollies.
McBeth. Maybe a bonus birdie.
Hard to be extremely aggressive on that putt with OB looming. Easy for a rollaway to happen. Just about the right amount of aggressiveness there from Mr. McBeth.
Ricky Wysocki sitting at 5 under, playing well. Teeing off on the 12th. Wysocki 5 under in the last 6 holes.
Go, good time to wake up. This hole's been causing the field problems this afternoon, Charlie. Seen a lot of guys struggling to get off the box clean here, and Gannon Burr's going to add his name to the list. Fortunate to get on the other side of those hollies. Not in a good spot.
So Burr out of bounds.
This is the more traditional route we've been seeing out of competitors, trying to play it right up to the top of the spine. A couple of good options up there. Most favorable would be the sidearm play in.
It's got to go.
Oh, never had a chance for Lizotte directly into the hazard.
Good shot, bro. Good
shot. Jesse Longenecker going full flex with the sidearm. Beautiful into position, way up the fairway. What a shot.
Huge forehand from Longenecker.
That was huge. Had shape, had height, had speed, accuracy, had all the things.
A lot of guys in the clubhouse in the top 10 right now, but a few names we've seen, some we haven't. Andrew Marweed creeping up.
Andrew's been having a nice little back half of the season. Had some nice finishes coming down the stretch. Did well here last year.
Ellis lining up the tee shot on the 16th, tied for second at 7 down, coming off back-to-back birdies.
Laser beam looking to get a little fade. Here it comes. Would you look at that? Slides right past the target. Shallow circle one, just a step or two off bullseye. Corey Ellis cooking.
Re-tee for Gannon.
Interesting.
I think he maybe just never was in.
I think that's the case. And that may have also ended up in the hazard. That did not look great.
Maybe
looked a little short.
Just past, but if it did get safe, it wasn't by much.
Oof. Let's hope for his sake. That's inbounds. As you see the map of the hole there off to the right. Big winding snake up the fairway. A big hazard spot out there right around the 400-foot marker.
See Simon getting set in the middle of that little patch of hazard.
This is a tough shot for the righty backhand show. This is not easy. A lot of technicality. Oh, he's going roller. It's definitely better option than going backhand. Oh, well thrown there for Lizotte. Rolls it into circle one.
What a
Opportunity to save.
recovery.
Big time.
I mean, just improvisation.
He's
from
one of the
Simon.
best, man. There's some golfers that are engineers and some that are artists, and he's full-on artist.
Wysocki second on the 12th.
Playing for par.
McBeth trying to bring this double-digit under par round home on the 18th.
Ooh, he's going to like that tee shot there, Charlie.
Getting almost all the way up the hill. Heimberg second.
Got to take advantage of that tee shot. Your Calvin Heimberg here. Job done right off the bullseye. That'll turn into a birdie. One thing we can always say about Calvin is he bounces back from adversity. Seen that guy get kicked down a number of times and just pops right back up, making birdies, recovering, shaking it off, comes back the next day fighting even stronger.
Burr trying to limit the damage.
Doesn't like that either. That's going to work its way towards the right side. Yep, there it goes. Fortunate to stay in bounds. Disc width away from being in the hazard again.
I mean, even back on 10 when he got the eagle, his tee shot was not really where he wanted it. Got fortunate to come in, sneak in on that left
Not
side.
lying about that, Charlie. That disc did drift a bit out there on the right side of the fairway and somehow found its way in bounds, was able to convert. Been sloppy here at the 11th. Jesse nearly throws it in for eagle. Drops it on the bullseye. Getting some applause from the gallery.
So he and Heimberg will have short putts for birdie. Jesse Nieminen putting for his third straight birdie on 16.
Little step through putt in the heart. See if he can continue the streak all the way through. That'd do him well.
He's now at 3 under on the round. Well, Jesse Nieminen was on the board for us to take in our Hold My Bag fantasy disc golf picks. Neither of us took Nieminen. We did take some other Finnish players,
did.
though, Philo. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling all right about things. It's early. It's the first day. I expected a couple of guys to maybe have a little bit of a slow start, but I believe in my picks to pick things up. And
I'm going to be honest. You had the first overall pick. And when you
Yes.
took McBeth, I was like, I don't think you should have taken McBeth. I think you should have taken Gannon.
I thought
obviously
about
took
it.
Gannon, but you are the one who's sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, I honestly had to think about that for a hot minute, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I know McBeth, what's been going on with this whole Gannon Burr situation is rubbing him the wrong way. He's had other things in life to worry about. He hasn't been like solely, you know, disc golf focused as far as being a competitor. So I think this season he's really been able to lock in a little bit more, and you've seen that with his play coming into the latter half of this season, picking up a couple of wins coming into this major, and obviously off to an amazing start. I'm glad I picked him because if I know that man, he's got that MJ in him, man. Things are like little slights to him that will set him off and send him on his way to come and get you. It's too high. high putts for Simon Lizotte. Missed high on the 10th. Another one slipping through his fingers here at the 11th.
So 11 doing some damage to some of this feature card, but meanwhile, Calvin can get back under par with this putt, and he will. Gannon, though, unable to convert the bogey putt from at the top of the hill. So he has this for double bogey.
Right back to 1 under, just like that.
Been a magnet today.
Unbelievable, man, how fast things can flip-flop on this course. You get loose for a split second. That's what can happen.
So Heimberg back to 1 under. Burr back to 1 under. Lizotte back to 1 under. And it's actually Jesse Longenecker who has found some separation and has gotten back to 2 under with the birdie. Ricky just laying it up on the 12th.
Playing for par the whole time.
Corey Ellis trying to get a 3rd straight birdie. Get a little separation in 2nd place. You bet. Corey Ellis bogey free and now a 3-pack. He's 2 shots back of McBeth.
I think this is very important for the competition right now that Corey Ellis is stepping up to the table, and he's another major winner that's going to not allow Paul McBeth to get too far ahead. If Paul McBeth has a 3 or 4 stroke lead, he's going to feel super comfortable without any other major threat close behind him. I think Corey Ellis is going to keep him honest the rest of the way if he can get it to the clubhouse.
Yeah, one of the prides of West Virginia disc golf, Ellis, out of Barbersville, as we take a look at the par 4 12th.
Yep, another classic hole out here at the Winthrop Arena. One of those shots where placement is crucial if you're going to come after this one for the birdie. If you get yourself out of position and don't get a visual on the target, you may as well just lay this thing up to the left and concede for the par. Got to get beyond that OB bubble. Anywhere up in front of that spine close to the drop zone is ideal. You'll get a nice look, be able to see the top of the basket. That big tree out there in the distance seems to be most of the competitors' aiming point. If you can hang that hyzer out there on that line, anticipate the fade. All about trusting your speed control coming in towards the green. If you make a mistake, it's going to cost you big. You'll be rethrowing or heading to the drop zone, and seen some very large numbers taken here at the 12th over the years. So if you're out of position, it's always best to play for safety, take your par, and move on. A little bit too moved out of the hand of Calvin Heimberg. Somehow he got a green flag, Charlie. It fought through the trees and avoided Adams.
Second shot for McBeth on 18.
Pure line. Does it have the finish? Here comes, trickling down the hill into circle 1. Paul McBeth, opportunity to get it to 11 under par opening round.
Longenecker on the 12th.
Should be a green flag. I don't think it came up that short. It did stall out there on the back end of that flight.
New tee pad on the 12th. They've put in turf instead of having the players throwing off the little concrete cutout.
That's in the hazard.
Same mistake we saw from Lizotte on the 11th. Kind of underthrowing a little bit. Surprising to see.
Very much so.
Longenecker did find the OB.
There's a pretty nice little cutout there on the right side. Seems like it's hard to find it. Unfortunately, he did. Wow, Gannon Burr also got sucked into the vortex over there on the right side, and a red flag goes up.
Whoa.
You said it. Whoa.
Nate Perkins, what are we seeing out here on the 12th?
Yeah, Gannon misfiring right there. Just got up over the top of it a little bit, and the wind just grabbed it. And his lie is going to be really interesting. Even if he takes it back directly in the line of play, I don't think he's got a line to the pin. I think he's going to have to concede single bogey at best here and play way left. Calvin could reach the pin from where he's at. Yeah, weird. Gannon's been off with the drivers today. You said it on the 10th, just got over the top of it a bit. 11th, way off on that. You can tell he's just not comfortable in his routine.
We just saw him there in the replay. It looks like he slipped on this brand new tee pad.
Yeah, he instantly looked down and started looking at his fingers. And
solo second place, Corey Ellis.
How aggressive does Corey Ellis get? Hanging it out wide and overthrows it.
Way long.
Not what you're looking for at the 17th.
So that the camera is out in the water, so that was well past safe for Ellis. Here's McBeth on the 18th to close out 11 under if he can put this birdie in.
No, heavy splash out on the left side. It checks up just beyond the target. A disappointing ending to a spectacular opening round for Paul McBeth.
Tentatively rated 1088 today for McBeth.
Wow, that should quiet the haters up.
That's right up there with some of his best rounds ever at USDGC by rating. 1095 is the all-time record. He put that down in 2014, 11 years ago.
Calvin gets fortunate, bounces into safe territory.
Why didn't I just go for it?
I mean, honestly, if you just start a little harder, it's kind of like the shape of the line.
And so the players who went out of bounds here on the 12th will head to the drop zone. The only options are to rethrow or go to the drop zone.
What a performance from Paul McBeth this afternoon. Clean 10 under par, could have been 11. Had that last putt fall. We'll see if, well, Corey Ellis ain't going to chase him down today because he just went OB at the 17th, so we'll have to keep an eye on some other players a little deeper in the field. Rick Wysocki, potentially?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, let's get a little listen in on what Paul McBeth has to say after his round. He's in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Paul McBeth joins me now after round one of USDGC. You're the first player in the clubhouse with double digits. Clean, 10 down. How'd you feel about it?
Pretty good. I don't feel like I went for anything I didn't need to today. It was quite windy, so I just knew keep it in bounds and make my putts. I made a lot of bonus putts today, which in this wind are, twice as nice. So yeah, I feel overall good with today.
No bogeys. You got the birdie on the treacherous hole 12, which can be a round ruiner for a lot of players. Can you just walk us through how to play that hole and what the challenges are in that second shot?
Hole 12, yeah. I mean, it's pretty funny you mentioned that hole. It's the only hole I threw a disc that I'd never thrown before. Because it was so windy, I knew any OB, you go to the drop zone. So I just took a new force, which I was hoping was kind of overstable, and it's not. But I got inbounds, and then I guess the real secret there is the green is about 30 feet further than it looks. So it's very easy to throw short. So always give it about 30 feet more juice than you think. And that, to me, that's the biggest takeaway on that one is play it longer than you think.
You were 4 for 5 from the circle 2 today. Your long putting has just been fantastic over the past few events. When you're stepping up to a long putt, how much is just intuition and feel, and how much actual aiming are you doing when you line those putts up?
I feel like any object I have, I can throw it 60 feet, 70 feet. And a disc is kind of designed to glide. So I don't really need to putt it further. I just need to hit the angle a little bit better. I don't need to increase the power too much. It's just hitting the angle with the putter, which is a very straight disc, and then just giving it a chance. So I think that's kind of what I've really learned is just letting the disc do a lot of the work and me just putting on the line.
Paul, fantastic round today. We'll see you out there tomorrow. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Good job, buddy.
Well, great stuff from a very focused-looking Paul McBeth.
You said it, Charlie. That guy had some daggers in his eyes after that round. I was feeling it. Seeing that look in his eyes many a times. He is not done yet. Job is not done.
From the drop zone, Gannon trying to get up and down for par.
Big moment right here for Gannon Burr. Want to cover up this one. There you go. Well thrown from the drop zone. We'll tap in left, get your par, get out of there. Keep sliding. Yes,
Cart
sir.
path.
Ricky Wysocki. Opportunity to convert at the very difficult 13th.
Ellis makes the long-range bogey putt to limit the damage on 17.
That was huge.
Still tied for second.
That was absolutely huge for Corey Ellis.
Longenecker under the basket, but Ryan 6. He's going to have a putt for a double, make a triple bogey.
Calvin Heimberg fortunate to stay safe. Also conceding.
Lizotte putting for par.
Trickles off the right side for Lizotte. Frustrations continuing to boil over throughout his afternoon.
Burr tapping in for the par. Nice shot from the drop zone to set that up. He'll remain at 1 under. Longenecker takes the triple bogey. Simon in for bogey to drop to even. And Heimberg in for the par. 12 dealing some damage to our feature card. Hole 13 from the little bunker is coming up after this.
Has your game gotten stale?
Bro, I'm so done with this game. I'm shanking all my drives. I'm missing all my putts. Even my discs think I suck. Bro, your game is trash. God, dude, you suck. You're trash, bro.
Yo, bro. Looking a little great. Try some color. Thanks, Ledgestone.
Ledgestone Disc Golf is the one-stop shop for your game. Visit shopledgestone.com today.
Bean boots aren't made to sit on a shelf. They're made to be worn. To see the world from the ground up. From Maine to Tokyo. Side trails to soccer practice. Seasoned by the seasons themselves. You wear them in by simply wearing them out. Here, there, and everywhere in between. These are boots that become more and more yours with every step forward. And the best way to wear them? is to just keep wearing them.
Down.
DGN's live coverage of the USDGC continues. Calvin Heimberg throwing first on the 13th. Big
Lovely
flex
shape.
shot.
Yeah, beautiful shape. Perfectly in the center of the fairway. He's going to like that.
Gannon Burr, similar line. But
that had to have hit something on the way out, Charlie.
Trouble.
Hey, Perkins alluded to it moments ago. The driver has not been sharp for Gannon Burr this afternoon. It has been his Achilles heel today. It's been really holding him back.
Well, Gannon's sitting at 1 under right now, obviously in trouble now on the 13th. Where do you think he needs to be by the end of this round if he wants to stay in this tournament?
If he wants any chance to go back-to-back, I'm thinking somewhere in the 4 to 5 under department. If he can grab a few more birdies down this final stretch, just be within eyesight of McBeth. I know 6 strokes seems like an eternity, but this is a major. You just never know what could happen. You know, Paul has been playing great disc golf the last few events, especially the last few events. He's on a really nice pace, but it doesn't take much, you know. Momentum can flip-flop in a hurry out here. You just got to stay in the battle, stay close.
Longenecker out to the left side of the fairway. Nate, what exactly happened with Gannon's drive? Well, I think we don't have Nate right now, so we'll check on that as Corey Ellis lines it up on the 18th.
Not what he was looking for there. Charlie, he's going to be well out of position if he's going to try to attack for birdie. If he does, I would consider that slightly on the crazy side. As we take another look at the drive from Gannon Burr. A bit too much shape. Yep, and clobbered that one there on the right and kills all the speed. Probably for the better because that was probably going out of bounds with no chance of coming back.
Second shot now, just going to kind of lay up.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Throw it up there towards the bottleneck. Finish a little up towards the left side. Opens up the lane. Should be a comfortable approach there for Gannon. Get out of here with the par. The way I see it is he's got 4 really good opportunities ahead of him to make a birdie. If he can convert on 3 of them, he's still got a chance this week. If he walks out of here at 2 under this round, I don't think Paul's going to give him a chance to get back into it.
There is a look at your leaderboard. Andrew Marweed, 5 down through 14. Ricky.
Still hunting, 6 under. He's still chasing. Still some daylight ahead of Ricky Wysocki this afternoon.
Luke Taylor, 4 under through 14. Putting together a nice round.
All these scores here in your top 20 are absolutely respectable for an opening round USDGC. Hard to survive the first day, especially when the winds pick up. You got all the nerves of being in a major championship. Everybody feeling like they have a solid opportunity here to do something special. Spotter putting in the hustle. Green flag.
He was pretty committed to that green flag even before he got down there.
I'm going to try to kick it and make sure it didn't go in the water.
Well, I've already put the flag up. I got to save him. Ricky, 14th.
I just want you to note the difference between that shot and the AV shot. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I sure do.
Where he threw that in the middle, like in the middle of the window, and AV threw it at the top of the ceiling. It's just two different stratospheres, man, for 400 feet. Simon, rarely seen sidearm flexor, trying to get it all the way in there. Look at this.
What a beauty from Simon
again. There's the artist showing up for you once again.
He wowed himself. What a shot from Lizotte. Take another look. Hardly can see the pin from there.
For Simon, this is incredibly out of position. This is not his go-to shot right here, Charlie. Not at all. This is not something you see this guy pull out of the bag on the regular. Like, this is my weapon. He was like, I am pinched here. This is about all I got. I'm going to make this work, and he did. Heimberg. It's off to the left, chain high. Retreats to the opposite side. All safe over there.
If that found wood chips instead of cart path, might have been in a better spot.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't have gotten quite as quick of a skip. Longenecker trying to bounce back after the train wreck at the 12th. It's a nice recovery. Slides that into circle one. Call that a 7-8 meter putt. Wide open.
That's like the main thing I was focusing on.
Gannon's third.
That looks like a circle 2 putt, then.
The one thing in the way.
He cannot pick up a bogey right here. This is the last thing he needs to happen is to pick up a bogey here at the 13th, and that puts him in all kinds of pressure, back up against the wall for the remaining holes to walk out of here with anything in his pocket.
Yeah, you go back to the beginning of this round, Pure is the gap on the first, gets the birdie, hits the almost 40-footer on hole 2.
Yes.
And you're thinking, here comes the defending champ. And then look what he's done since. I mean, besides the eagle on 10, there really hasn't been much to get excited about.
He shot himself in the foot on the 11th. You can kind of accept a couple of those bogeys. 9 is a difficult shot with the headwind. Hole 6, that little sliver of a green to work with. His speed, I'm sure it's tough to tone it down. You know what I mean? So, like, okay, you can excuse the little mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Got to mitigate double bogeys. You can't allow that to happen. You can't throw garbage drives out there and then fumble around and expect to win this tournament. That's got to be his only one, and he's going to have to go smoke show the rest of this tournament.
Corey Ellis for birdie on the elevated pin. Yes. So Ellis closes out with 4 birdies in the last 5 holes, and he's in solo second, 2 shots back of McBeth.
Excellent day's work for Corey Ellis. Bounced back from a little late adversity there on the 17th. Made that clutch putt from out there in circle 2 to keep it to a single bogey. His only of the day, mind you. Yeah, he's going to be liking where he's sitting come out here tomorrow.
Ricky for par.
Ouch. That was a good drive from Rick. Unfortunate to get that reverse trickle into the hazard. Unfortunately, also heading the wrong direction on the leaderboard, dropping a stroke.
Well, Heimberg not just long, but pretty deep back in these bushes. And he's going to have to get creative.
There you go. Wasn't trying to make it. Just make sure you get yourself a par, get out of here. It's already been a roller coaster enough of a day for old Calvin.
Gannon to save the par.
Just got inside circle 1. Nice scramble there for Gannon Burr to avoid picking up a late bogey. Like his chances on the next few holes to grab some birdies and get some momentum coming into the clubhouse.
In for the birdie.
I like the way this young man putts, man. He's got a nice smooth delivery. Love the action, hand coming up, floating right in between the frames he builds with his shoulders. Very smooth. Can't wait to see this guy showing up some more next year on tour.
Perfect circle one putting today from Longenecker.
Absolutely important. Great to see that already established for a young competitor coming into the field.
Lizotte gets the birdie as well. He's back to 1 down. Simon, Calvin, Gannon all at 1 under. And they are trying to make some moves in the back end of this back 9 to try to close this gap with Paul McBeth. Round 1 action at USDGC continues. Well, from now through Sunday, you can get 25% off 2025 Disc Golf Pro Tour manufacturer's boxes, packed with 9 exclusive discs, commemorative items, and more. You don't need a code. Just go to dgpt.com/shop and get your discounted box of goodies. Scan that QR code as well. Ricky Wysocki coming off the bogey on the 14th, sitting at 5 under.
That's what you want.
Smooths it.
Yes, sir. Trusted himself, put that hand in the middle of the window and let the disc do the work.
He's got the collar pop today.
Atta baby.
Andrew Marweed tied for 5th at 6 down. Here he is on 16.
Have any doubts?
Woohoo!
One of the best in the world at that action right there inside circle 1.
Heiser from Lizotte.
Little early on the entrance. Needed about 5 more feet of carry, and that would have been under the basket. Got about 7 meters, 8 meters. Little downhill putt.
After 10, this is the easiest birdie on the course. It's kind of a must get for Heimberg and Burr here.
It's a must get for the field. Like you were saying, there's not a lot of free birdies being offered up by the course once you make that turn. Gonna have to earn them. Ooh, that's not the shape you're looking for. It's got to hustle back. Get over there. There you go. Somehow dodges those hay bales.
Through the hay bales.
He did. That was fortunate for Calvin, and he needed that badly.
Feels like a big shot here for Burr.
feel like every shot coming down this final stretch for Burr is going to be telling of what may happen over the rest of this weekend. And as expected, showing up right on time, collecting a clutch birdie.
Daniel Davidson putting on the 18th, trying to save a par, and does. Dangerous putt, and he buries it.
With authority. That thing screaming into the chains.
Andrew Marweed to tap in to get to 7 down and into a tie for third. Well, if there's someone you know is not missing that putt, it's Andrew Marweed.
No doubt. 94% from circle one. It's 110% from inside the bullseye. He ain't missing that.
Well, Marweed now within a stroke of Corey Ellis, who is in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Corey Ellis joins me in the clubhouse after round one at USDGC. 8 down, 1 bogey. How you feeling about that day?
I feel pretty good overall. I threw the disc great. The name of the game out here is throw it in bounds, and I did that pretty well. Overall, I feel like every time I'm throwing the disc well, I am in contention. So, and it hasn't been as much this year as I'd liked, but today I felt good.
This is year 6 with an absolute legend on the bag for you. You got Brian Schwebberger following you around the course.
Hall of Famer.
What's it like having the Hall of Famer Brian Schwebberger on the bag?
Schwebby is 1100 rated caddy. You could not ask for anybody better who knows the course as much as Schwebby. He had played all of them, and he's been to all of them up until when in 2019, I think was his last one when he tried. But Schwebby's the best, man.
Corey, anything you got to do to shoot even farther under par tomorrow?
Throw it in bounds. That's it.
That's the name of the game out here at Winthrop. Corey, nice round today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Brian.
Nothing. Thanks for the words there from Corey Ellis.
How about Simon knocking it down from 38 feet?
Yeah, he needed that. A bit of a roller coaster on the putting surfaces for Simon. Some really amazing stuff and some stuff he'd wish he never did, I'm sure.
Gannon in for the birdie after Longenecker did the same. So Heimberg with an 8-footer to close out a star frame, and we get our first of the day for our feature card.
Great time for that. These fellas all needed a little push right here coming down this last stretch. Up ahead at the 15th, Ricky Wysocki all set up. A little chip shot away from collecting a birdie. Little sawed off there, Charlie. He should have a lane, but I don't think he threw that as hard as he needed to park that up.
Eagle lining it up on 16, and some Winthrop baseball players taking a break from practice to come check it out. Well, they picked the right guy to watch throw a tee shot, I'll tell you that.
Stole the words right out of my mouth, man. There's one guy to watch. Eagle. Going for the hyzer flip. Not much of a reaction, hard to say.
Not hard to imagine Eagle McMahon being a fireball fastball thrower. Ricky for a birdie from an unusual spot on this screen, and he knocks it down.
That's a nice bounce back there for Ricky, picking up the bogey at the last with the unfortunate trickle into the hazard, missed the putt. Erase, right back on to the next one. Here we go. Andrew Marweed wants nothing to do with this basket. Barely gets over the hay bale.
Inches. Oof. Take a look at hole 15 from the skies on our Flight Factory drone. And now we'll check it out from our drone cam.
Love this hole. It's always been a fun one to play. It's great to watch, see these guys take on this tight little tunnel. Not the longest shot to get to this triple mandatory. It's like 270, 280 feet to get up on those trees, something like that. And if you can press it through there with a lot of speed and get that thing turning left as the righty backhand player, it's really hard to mess it up from there. It's really just getting off the box, getting beyond that mando, getting beyond this first little clump of trees, and things open up. Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys take some numbers here. Really, bogey should be the worst score you score here at the 15th. But it seems to cause people some problems every year. Get a little nervy up there on the tee box, having to hit a specific line. See the basket tucked back in here under the holly bushes. Great putt from Ricky Wysocki back there off to the right. Just 3 to go after you get beyond this one.
Lazat coming off back-to-back birdies. Has the box.
Absolutely great. Longenegger's disc dancing in the wind a bit. Nice little tap from the limbs on the bush to keep him in the fairway.
Straight down the pipe. A little bit short.
Looked like it definitely touched down a little early than he would have preferred. Should be a crossing wind coming off of their right shoulder, blowing to the left. Shouldn't do too much for aiming, just right down the middle, hard and straight. Job done by Gannon Burr, and wow, look at that. Little sidearm chip shot for Burr. That'll turn into a birdie here at the 15th.
Decision time for Andrew Marweed from deep on 17.
Gave it the half bid. Wise choice for Marweed.
Ricky checking the wind on 16.
Are you surprised to see him going to the backhand here with his exceptional sidearm abilities and a helping wind?
You know what's interesting? I was listening to some pros talk about this in the practice round, and they were saying that the forehand is getting less attractive because of how that tree in the middle has continued to kind of grow out to the left side.
He needs to check up. No, into the hazard. Didn't give it enough flat. Mental error there for Rick. Just a little bit off on the calculations.
Frustrated with himself.
Yeah, he knows how, man. This is in his backyard. Do you know how bad he wants to win this tournament?
I can't imagine. I mean, this is the one that has eluded him.
It has, certainly.
After a tremendously successful career. He's basically won everything else. This is the one that he can't get.
Well, here's a fella that's gotten it done, Mr. Nate Sexton. Missing the mark on that drive, finds himself in the hazard out there about 50 feet.
And here's the amateur world champion, Hayden Carroll, sitting at 2 down.
Absolutely holding his own out there. Lefty taking advantage. Doesn't get the distance. No, clobbers a tree. Imagine that's also in the hazard.
Hayden Carroll just took cash for the first time after winning AMS and just graduated from Perrysburg High School in Ohio. So another up-and-comer coming to the tour.
There's so many of them, it's getting hard to keep up with them all. Talent coming from all corners of the globe. That'll work for Calvin. Should be about 5 or 6 meters off. Simon safely enters. Looks like he's right around bullseye.
I think so. Or like, if he birdied 17, he's in second. I need his signature.
Marweed teeing off on the 18th.
Birdie here at the 18th would tie up Corey Ellis. Tie for second place. In position off the box.
Barely clears the water.
As expected, Burr going to the sidearm. A little chip shot. Rumbles into the green. Light work left for Burr to collect another birdie.
Carroll throwing his third after finding the hazard. We'll have a tap in for bogey. And these young guns, Carroll, Longenecker, playing with the superstars, holding their own.
They are, absolutely. I mean, under par out here, any day is going to feel good. You know, it's such a difficult championship because of the mental pressure. It's not so much the physical stress or of anything. The shots aren't physically more demanding than anywhere else. It's just the mental load that you're carrying with you and the opportunity that awaits if you come out of this tournament victorious.
Ricky to save the par.
Yes, sir. Clutch putt through the baby cypress.
So Rick remains tied for sixth at 6 under par. Heimberg in for the birdie. He's the most under par he's been all day at 3 down.
He's taken some knocks, but he keeps coming back. Major champion, not going to go quietly from this battle.
And the defending champ here at USDGC, Gannon Burr, is in for the birdie to get to 3 down as well. Tap in for Simon for the birdie. But right now, they're not chasing Gannon. They're chasing McBeth. What a day for Paul McBeth. He's going to put up the only double-digit under par round of the day, and he did a little bit of everything. Long putts, par saves, birdies galore, and not a bogey in sight. McBeth trying to match Climo this year.
GOAT is back on top. This guy is not just back, he's in charge. Amazing to see this guy come back after the injuries he dealt with in 23 and 24 and really put together an incredible season.
Your 2025 Discraft Green Mountain champion, Paul McBeth.
Paul McBeth holding on to that 2-shot lead. One of the people lurking within striking distance, Anthony Barella at 6 under par, and he's in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Anthony Barella joins me now after round 1 here at USDGC. 6-down effort, 3 bogeys on the day. Talk about the round in those conditions.
Yeah, I mean, today was just about playing to your strengths and honestly just playing the smart play. Last year I had a bunch of double bogeys, and that's like my main goal this year is to just completely eliminate double bogeys. So if I'm really out of position, then just play for the bogey and take my medicine.
You've played a lot of USDGCs, and you came in saying that 6 down feels pretty good.
Mhm.
And I was just telling you, it feels like some years we see guys way into the double digits sometimes. What is it about this place, and why do the scores vary so much?
It's so easy to just get out of your own head here and just completely like self-implode. So it's just, I'm super pumped with just shooting a couple under today. I knew it was going to be windy, and I know it's going to be tough. So, I mean, hopefully someone doesn't shoot something insane, but other than that, I'm happy with how I played.
It's been a long year. You got 3 rounds left this tournament, but just reflect on the year itself. How are you feeling at this point after a long season?
I got pretty burnt out the last 2 months, and then I've just been looking forward to this event, honestly. So I feel very prepared and confident going into this week.
How does it feel having your dad in the bag this week?
It's awesome. I mean, it just makes it that much more special having him here. I love this tournament, just the feeling you get when you come here. I think this is my 9th USDGC, so it's just, I love this tournament so much.
Well, 3 more rounds out there at Winthrop. AB, nice round today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nice thoughts there from Anthony Barella. He was so close to winning this tournament a year ago, and he's had some great moments here in the past. He was the leader in round 1 back in 2020, and kind of before he had really emerged as a consistent tour threat the way that he is now.
No doubt. Yeah, he's definitely earned that world beater title last couple of seasons, really turning things around, especially on the putting green. Always been an elite thrower of the disc. That's never been in question, but getting things done around the target really tightened up the last couple seasons, and those wins on the Pro Tour testament to that. He's getting the job done, and he's just going to keep getting stronger.
AB has improved his Pro Tour standing every year since 2021, all the way up to 6th here in 2025.
Couple of nice tee shots so far from the group. Simon Lizotte slides one about 30 deep. Calvin right up there in the mix. Gannon Burr on the box now. A little hyzer to flip and slide. Right on line. Look at these guys. Absolutely beautiful control shots here at the 16. Jesse's showing these vets, hey, I got that shot too. Little hyzer flip. Let me slide that right past the pole myself.
Beautiful.
Looking like another star frame coming our way.
Everybody in C1.
Nice to see the young fella having some fun and smiling and enjoying himself. How many times have you seen someone in this position just unable to have a good time, you know? Just the pressure is too much, and he's just enjoying it, soaking it up.
Longenecker maybe benefiting from some experience playing in some tour events earlier in the year. Talked about at the time how nervous he was. And he's had some tough moments today. The 12th, the triple bogey stands out, of course, but mostly he's been fantastic. He's sitting under par.
I'm impressed by his demeanor, man. I just think that the way he's carried himself this afternoon, and to even see him just so light and having fun, walking with his caddy and enjoying the moment, that's special to me, man. That's what it's all about.
Andrew Marweed trying to close out a great round.
Nice little bump and run there into the wood chips. Curls up, 5 meters left for Marweed. That should be good for an 8 under performance today.
Ricky on 17.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Unfortunate for
Ooh,
Rick.
I took a big deep breath there for a minute. I thought Rick just blew it. Simon.
Birdie number 1. Check for the card. He gets to 4 under with that birdie, so he's starting to move back up. That's 4 in a row for Lizotte.
Crazy, yeah. It happened quick for Simon. He was kind of in a little slump there for a minute and maybe in question of falling completely off, and then bang, 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 bang. Right back in the picture of things.
Heimberg in for the birdie. Burr in for the birdie. And it'll be a tap in for Longenecker to close out the second star frame in 3 holes. So Lizotte, Heimberg, and Burr are now at 4 down. Longenecker at 2 down. Luke Taylor trying to close out with a 3rd straight birdie on the 18th and get to 7 under and join the log jam there, tied for 3rd. So nice round for Taylor.
All 3 of those young fellas tied for 4th. Evan Scott, Ty Love, and Luke Taylor. So impressed with what they've been able to accomplish in the few short seasons they've been around on tour. Those 3 kids are going to be in the mix for a long time to come, man. I guarantee you that.
Barry Schultz with an unfortunate double bogey on 18, but great to see him out here playing once again. 5 over on the day.
He knows that spot pretty well, huh? Right about where that playoff ended.
Some fond memories for sure. Here's Marweed, who's got a chance to have a share of 2nd place going into Friday.
Circle 1 monster, just a little tiny breeze here at the 18th. Not an issue for Marweed. One heck of a performance to open up here at USDGC 25.
Bogey free. Just 1 penalty stroke that he saved par on the 13th.
Ricky Wysocki wisely walks up and lays up the par. The 17th, take his chances on the 18th. 1 more hole to potentially get up into that tie for 4th. And he could probably be on your lead card tomorrow if Ricky could make the birdie, I imagine, with PDGA number. So a lot riding on the line here on the 18th hole for Ricky Wysocki.
Trying to knock Evan Scott out of that spot. Aaron Gossage and Andrew Presnell posted those 6 unders a couple of hours ago at this point.
Hours ago, yeah.
But,
it felt like 4 hours from now or ago, yeah.
Nice rounds.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you want if you're one of those early starters. Come out. Andrew Presnell's a major winner himself. Put some respect on that man's name.
Ezra Robinson 5 down today.
Yeah, he got out the gate super hot. Just kind of hit the wall out there.
Well, let's remember some of the moments, good and bad, here on the 17th. Will Schusterich back in 2013 getting into trouble in the same spot twice. Johnny McRae, this is the most painful one to watch, I think. 2014, he was that close to winning this tournament. And he just couldn't get it up over the hay bales. But some great moments as well. McBeth knocking it down in 2021. That was so huge. Gannon Burr, similar spot, similar result.
Dreams and made, lost on this 17th so many times over the years.
You know who's been on this green watching these moments unfold is Terry Miller, and he got done caddying for Nate Dawson. He's back out there with the camera, capturing some shots. Man, the disc golf guy does not sleep.
That Dion Arlen in the back there, and then that guy was a smasher back in the day. It's like a big family reunion coming to USDGC. That's another thing that you really kind of get to absorb every year, seeing the same faces Same friendly volunteers that take their vacation time to come and be here with us. Appreciate every last one of you guys.
Simon safely on the green, and I want to send it back down to Nate Perkins, and you can take us through the wind here on 17, but I'm also curious if things have changed out there as the birdies have suddenly picked up so much for our feature card today.
Yeah, I feel like this last feature card got the best wind of the day. It's been relatively calm for them since the 14th here. It was calm right before Simon teed, and as Calvin stepped up, there was a bit of a head left to right. Not the worst wind. Earlier today was straight head, was playing much more difficult. Relatively calm here for Gannon. He's looking to turn this into the wind for just a moment. Oh, it's really starting to gust. He's going to triple check the wind here. Might rethink that turn. Yeah, that's all hyzer. It's going to be a safe play off to the right side. Yeah, I think you just have no choice when it's that breezy. You really can't attack this pin position on the left. Back to you guys.
So Longenecker, last to step up, trying to make it across safe.
Question is how aggressive does he get? You know how solid he is with this sidearm action. Trying to give himself a shallow circle one look with that speed. Potentially, nope. Sends it out there in circle two. Joining the group. Not a bad decision, as Perkins was just mentioning. When the wind is up here at the 17th, you're just adding extra risk into the shot by getting aggressive to the target. Wysocki firing for that sweet spot up high center. Job done. Opportunity to get it to 8. Potential lead card.
Ezra Aderhold to get back to even with a birdie. Yes. So Aderhold tied for 39th. Hayden Carroll lining it up.
Advantage lefty here at the 18th tee. Definitely shapes up nice for him. Let's see what he does. Oh. Oh, wow.
Smoked.
Oh, wow. I've only seen 2 other shots get up there. Eagle and I think AB.
That was crushed. I mean, that makes it a little jump putt around the corner.
Essentially, he is left-handed, so we'll see what he's going to do. Woo, what a run from Jesse. That was in danger of air nugget in the basket and going over the hay bales. Gannon Bear's taking a little longer than you would for a layup. Soft bid, misses weak side. You can live with that. One last chance to get it to 5, and I would say he did a very good job of salvaging this round if he can get out of here with one more birdie.
Can Heimberg dial it up from distance?
This is that putt that cost him. Get one back. Nope. Stay safe. He's due from there one of these years. It's going to happen for him. I think this hole owes him a little bit, you know.
Simon has a chance to make it 5 in a row.
Oh, Simon. I like the level of aggression shown by the fellas here on the 17th. Jesse was the most aggressive of the bunch, catching some bands, staying safe. Everybody else a little bit more touch, texture to their putt.
Next 2 days, the hole will play quite a bit easier with the
B position
moving over.
Yep, to the right. A little bit more center in the green, but closer to the hay bales.
So tap-ins all around. And they will head to 18. Let's go back over to the fairway of the 18th. Wysocki in a great spot for his approach shot.
He's thrown this shot hundreds of times. Curl up, there you go. Similar shot we saw from Marweed, about 6 meters away on the right side. Opportunity to get it to 8 under par achieved. He wanted it perfect.
He was worried about it going long, and it didn't as it checked up and trickled back in. Very makeable putt from there for Wysocki.
We'll have a little bit of headwind to deal with, but the trees should block most of that up.
Gorgeous evening here in Rock Hill.
As always.
.69 degrees. Wind is down.
But the vibes are up.
The vibes are very up. And the Fresh and Now concert series getting ready to start here any minute.
No doubt. So if you guys are here, stick around. Some great live music coming your way. Parking lot's still looking pretty full. Don't see too many people making the exodus out to the parking lot just yet. Still some action on the course. I'm sure people are going to try to get their autographs. These fellas will be sticking around waiting for you. Simon getting the slide he didn't want. Will it trickle in? No. Perplexed once again. How many times has that happened for Simon today? A handful at least. You get something cooking and then just the slightest misfire cost him.
His 6th penalty stroke of the day. Hayden Carroll not quite getting it down into the circle there, is he?
That's a death putt if I've ever seen one. Circle 2, looking at nothing.
Disappointing after that incredible tee shot.
You called it a jump putt, and I was like, he's left-handed. A little bit more work than that.
You were right. Heimberg. Center cut.
Routine shot away for Gannon Burr, firing for that sweet spot right there. Those two little orange sticks in the ground, little whiskers. Great place to be, nice and flat. Great visual on the fairway. Gannon Burr should be able to convert that, get it to 5 under par. Would be trailing McBeth by 5 strokes going into round 2 for either defending champion. Jesse just throws one straight out of bounds. Never had a chance.
Go up to the green. Carroll. So you want to give this a run?
Being left-handed, a little less dangerous.
Ooh, well, he certainly went for it.
Wow, that thing came zipping around the basket like a stealth fighter. Must be that tailwind.
Ricky for a spot on lead card.
No, there's that headwind I mentioned. Absolutely shot it up towards the band out of his hand. Missed opportunity for Ricky Wysocki. We will not see him on the lead card come Friday afternoon. How do you feel about that? You think Rick's more dangerous on a chase card or right up there in the mix on the lead card?
Well, he's certainly shown the ability to play with a lot of focus when he's chasing. I feel like it's almost easier for him to play his best when he's got someone in front of him.
He's not the focal point of. Yes, I would agree with that.
We've seen him falter here at USDGC when he's been
the
at
man.
or near the lead. Yes.
I understand what you're saying. I think in general that holds true for most competitors.
Yeah, there's a little Saki Bomb chase card meme action from his X account.
Yeah, I heard somebody say it earlier. Don't look back because somebody might be gaining on you. You know, just stay focused on what's ahead, man. Ricky Waisaki's got a great opportunity to get himself a USDGC title this week.
I do think he wanted that lead card spot, though, and would have relished the chance to go up against McBeth head-to-head tomorrow.
It's okay. There's still 2 other days. He'll have an opportunity to make that happen. If he can keep pace and stay right in that same wheelhouse for another day, doesn't have to make his move, really, until somewhere Saturday or Sunday.
Yikes. And that's going to be out of bounds again for Simon. His round crumbling here on the 18th fairway.
Yeah. That's not the shot that you want to be throwing on the 18th. Out of position, such a tight line. Unforced errors there off the tee and from the fairway there for Lizotte. Kind of beating himself.
Like double bogey at best for Lizotte. Gannon, big misfire, and is he going to get lucky and have that come in? No.
Wow. Defending champion down on the 18th. Just like that. That's how difficult that second shot is when you don't have good footing, when you're 5 feet to the left for Gannon Bird. Changes the whole shot shape. But he's running uphill. He knows he's got to get over on the disc. He like completely over-rotated on that. That was a massive yank. Calvin's same thing, high difficulty.
He also clips the tree, but his I
His
believe
stayed
stayed in
safe.
the fairway.
It did.
They spotted you up there. Oh. I didn't have an angle to know.
Uh-oh.
It's OB and it didn't cross the there. According to my spotter.
So now questions about
Calvin as
Gannon.
well.
No, he's out, but they're saying it hit. Yeah, like I don't have a good idea of where.
Wait, he's an official, so it's called final, I think.
Are you an official?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're looking for a spotter or an official to come help them make the decision here on Gannon's second shot that landed out of bounds. And where's the spot going to be is the big question here.
Definitely clobbered that tree on the right side, and the disc was moving that direction, so you'd imagine somewhere where that is. It should be a red line, I believe, so he should be pulling it back inbounds.
So take another look.
There you go, way out on the right side, hits the limbs, changes directions. There you go, it's right about where Matt was standing, right in between that rock parallel to the tree.
So you think it crossed over that safe line when it hit the tree?
I think it got into the middle of the tree and it bounced safe and rolled out is what I think I just saw. I could be mistaken, but I think this looks like the right spot. Unfortunate finish to the round there for Mr. Bird, the defending champion. That one's going to sting. He's going to have to bounce back in a big way tomorrow.
He's looking at a bogey. And that's going to drop him to 3 under. So Heimberg will have that left for par to finish a 4 under day. Calvin had a lot of good moments today.
They all had a lot of good moments this afternoon. They just ran into some troubles at times, and some were self-inflicted, some were just bad luck, bad fortune, some rollaways from everybody. Just golf happened to everybody today. Some guys survived it better than others. I think they all did a phenomenal job of dealing with the adversities and continuing to make birdies happen even when their backs are up against the wall.
First angle shot of this green from our Flight Factory drone. Longenecker in for the par. So he finishes his day at 2 under par, tied for 26th. A good day for the 2025 collegiate champion. Simon in for double bogey. That'll drop him to 2 under. Disappointing finish for Simon with the pair of OB penalty strokes. Calvin in for the par. And Gannon in for bogey, so he will finish at 3 down on the day. Colorful scorecard for Gannon Burr. He will have work to do in the next 3 rounds to try to repeat, become just the 3rd player to win back-to-back titles here at the USDGC.
And on that short list of 3-time winners.
Indeed.
All kinds of things riding on this week for Gannon Burr and his legacy.
Well, there's a look at the top of our leaderboard. Andrew Marweed, Corey Ellis, Evan Scott, and of course Paul McBeth will be on the lead card tomorrow. And Andrew Marweed's in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Andrew Marweed joins me after round 1 here at USDGC. 8 under par, no bogeys. Putter touched the ground 3 times today from circle 1 and circle 2. How was it out there?
It was pretty good. I had a good game plan going into today. There's probably 3 or 4 holes I'm playing for par anyway, so no bogeys was great. Only had 1 out of bounds, managed to save the par, so things were going good out there today.
I feel like a lot of players approach this course with a lot of caution. It feels like danger's looming around every corner. What are your emotions like when you're playing this course under pressure trying to win the tournament?
Unfortunately, it's pretty tentative for that exact reason. Is I really want to stay bogey free. Don't want to throw any out of bounces. Had a lot of rounds in the past years where 1 bad round with 6-7 OBs plus, it really takes you out of contention. So trying to stay true to the game plan, keep it safe, keep it clean, and then get those birdies when I can.
Well, you shot the hot round in your card, but you got to play with a legend. You got to play with Barry Schultz. What's it like playing with a guy who's won so many of these in different generation?
It was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Especially his game is much different than mine, so seeing him smooth throw a rock dead straight was pretty awesome to see in person.
Well, Andy, nice round today. We'll see you out there tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you much.
Great stuff from Andrew Marweed. He only went out of bounds once today, and Philo, you made the point earlier that you really just got to avoid OB out here. Everyone in the top 10 had 3 OBs or fewer.
Yeah, that bogey count is something to keep an eye on over the course of this weekend. The competitors that do the best, as I said earlier, at avoiding the bogeys and able to tack on some birdies and can score, those are the guys we're going to see come Saturday, Sunday with a chance to win this championship.
Well, that's a wrap on round 1 of the USDGC, but we've got more coming your way during Tournament Central. So we'll take a look at this leaderboard, and we'll be right back to talk you through everything and get you ready for round 2 tomorrow. Stay with us.
Join us in Pensacola, Florida on November 22nd and 23rd for the Downtown Disc Golf Experience at Blue Wahoo Stadium, sponsored by Discraft.
Legends built it. The next generation is elevating it. The most dominant team in disc golf history just got deeper. World champions, record breakers, the future of the game, united under one banner. This isn't just competition, it's a legacy in motion. This is the next chapter. Discraft, built for flight.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at powerdga.com.
Okay, that is a umbrella holder. So you sit it on your cart, umbrella in there, don't have to use your hands.
Stick this thing up there in the rain. You attach this to your handle. It holds the umbrella for you. Keep your towels dry, keep your disc dry, keep your chalk bag dry while you get your grip set. I don't like raining. I don't like sunny.
I'm in the sun and the rain a lot in Florida. I use this very often.
Pops on and off the pole, super easy.
Go hands-free when it rains.
This season, Team Discraft is making a statement, and the message is loud and clear. Discraft, built for flight.
Hey guys, I'm excited to give you guys a sneak peek preview into the new signature edition Calvin AVR. I really love this putter because it's stiff plastic and it's got a bead. It just feels comfortable in my hand. It's really cool to get something that I've bagged for so long with my name on it. So if you want a putter that's a little more stable or you have slightly bigger hands and want a slightly deeper putter, this is the putter for you.
Welcome inside Tournament Central following round one of the USDGC. Paul McBeth out in front by 2 strokes after a sterling 10 under par effort on day one. And that's a look at your Innova Hot rounds, of course, our leaderboard here in round number 1. Let's take a look at some highlights from McBeth today. He was really doing a little bit of everything, but it was the Circle 2 putting that really stood out.
Vintage Paul McBeth, McBeast mode activated day 1. Didn't have to wait for the weekend. It got started on Thursday for Paul McBeth. Out the gates, roaring. Absolutely spectacular tee shots. Putting on point, up ahead at the 8th. Out there some 45 way uphill putt. It doesn't matter. It's going in.
One of just 3 players that didn't take a penalty stroke today.
It was right around here I started believing for Paul McBeth. I'd already picked him to win this tournament in my picks for the weekend, but I really started believing right around here Mr. McBeth was going to have himself the performance that he needed to set himself apart ahead of the rest of the field.
Got the birdie on 14 and 15 and then saved the par on 16 from the hazard.
Yeah, he did all the things today, Charlie. There really wasn't much to complain about or to look at and say, oh, he needs to work on that for tomorrow or something. McBeth pretty much had all cylinders firing and looking in full control.
And he is trying to catch Ken Climo on the all-time major list. He's been sitting at 17 since he won the Worlds back in 2022. And he's obviously in a great position to finally get that next major and win his 4th USDGC, which would also put him at the top of the list in US titles. Now, one of the guys who's trying to chase him down and is defending his title this year is Gannon Buhr, and he's in the clubhouse with Brian Earhart.
Gannon Buhr joins me now in the clubhouse after round 1 at USDGC. 3 under par effort. Obviously, your standards, I'm sure you're not too satisfied. Can you just talk about what happened out there?
Yeah, I don't think the score reflects how I played today. The wind was just so inconsistent at times, and it felt like it was one of those days your bad shots are bad and your good shots are also bad, and it's how it goes. Specifically, my drive on hole 11 I thought was perfect. Not for 1 second did I think it was OB, and it's a left to right headwind, so it should be lifting, and it just gets slammed into the bushes, and I'm almost rethrowing. It's like, that's 3 strokes right there. I just kind of wasted, it feels like, and it wasn't my fault. I don't know. So just a lot of crap like that. I felt like every time I stepped up to a hole that was a stroke swing, I just had a massive wind gust, and I couldn't wait any longer. I had to throw. It was like hole 9, I threw my shot like 50 feet short, and I just was like, the wind just wouldn't stop, and it just feels like that's how kind of the day was. And putted pretty solid. That shot on 18 was an absolute shank. The footing was terrible, so it's whatever. It would have been nice to get a birdie there to get within 5, but it's not over for sure. I know I can easily shoot 12 down, 13 down here, no problem. So hopefully it's just less swirly tomorrow. That way it's more predictable.
What do you do this evening to let go of a frustrating day out here?
I don't know. Just go out, have some food, get some dinner, maybe make some corrections, but I felt like I didn't really have any decision-making errors today. It was all execution. Like I said, my only bad shot of the day, it felt like it was on hole 18. So obviously, like I didn't bring my best stuff, obviously, but just felt like no matter what I did, I just couldn't score and got to that middle section, a lot of bogeys. Usually I'm pretty good about not taking bogeys, especially at this course, and sometimes it feels like they're just getting handed out left and right.
Gannon, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you out there tomorrow.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Frustrated Gannon Buhr after a 3 under par performance. Got plenty of birdies, had the eagle on 10, but too many bogeys today.
Yeah, bogeys, the double bogey at the 11th that he talked about. Felt like he didn't deserve or earn that one. Unfortunately, the scorecard says otherwise, and it's a hole he'll have to dig out of if he wants to bounce back and have a chance at going back-to-back and getting on that list of major winners.
Did you think his shot on 11 looked like it was perfect the whole way? Because I thought it was off from the start.
Yeah, he was a little risky out the hand with that shot. Usually guys playing along the holly bushes take it up a little bit higher and not quite as sharp of an angle. He ripped over on that, probably anticipating the wind to do something else, and took the air from underneath it, dropped it out early.
Well, there's our Hold My Bag Fantasy Disc Golf picks. You can play as well at holdmybagdg.com, so check it out. McBeth, Philo's #1 overall pick, out in front right now, and some of these other guys still in the mix. Make your own picks at holdmybagdg.com. All right, time for our OTB shot of the day. Philo, what do you think?
I got 3 contenders for the OTB shot of the day. Simon Lazat's near albatross on the 10th was definitely pretty special. The roller that he threw on the 11th to get back into position was pretty cool, the very next hole. And then I think that Evan Smith maybe on 18, the second to get into position to get him on that lead card. That was super clean over that little knoll, out of position.
Yes.
We had that in the bank, so those are my 3 nominations. I'm sure there were plenty of other spectacular highlight moments on the day, but those are a few that jumped out at me today.
It was Evan Scott. And it's hard to keep those 2 guys separated. But I think you're right with your first pick. I think it's going to be Simon's near ace. Let's take a look. Roll it, OTB shot of the day. We're all wrong. Jesse Longenecker, the collegiate champion, dialing up this tee shot on the 16th. It was beauty.
You know what? I like that. I think that's cool to give the young fella a tip of the cap. He certainly did earn some stripes this afternoon in my book. Out there playing with his heart, playing with a great attitude, showing off his skills and earning himself an opportunity to keep the dream alive over the course of the weekend. He's still got plenty of opportunities out in front of him. Job well done this afternoon, young man.
Sitting inside the top 25 right now at 2 under par. Well, USDGC action continues tomorrow. Things kick off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern with the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship round number 2. And then at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, MPO action will get underway. You will need a DGN Pro subscription to watch the rest of the way. There will also be next day Jomez coverage available for DGN Pro subscribers. If you want to watch the Jomez on YouTube, you will have to wait 2 days this year. So keep that in mind. We hope you head over and join us for the live the rest of the way with a DGN Pro subscription. Use code PRO4STANDARD to get a year of DGN Pro at the standard price right now through the weekend. All right, that's going to do it for our coverage here on this Thursday for round one. For Philo Brathwaite, I'm Charlie Eisenhood signing off from Rock Hill. Paul McBeth out in front at the USDGC once again. He's got a 2-shot lead over Corey Ellis and Andrew Marweed, and we'll see you tomorrow.